Welcome to Psychonauts, gamers! Alright. Sorry for the brief hesitation there. I was like, I have that thing where I start the thing and then my brain goes blank and I'm like, wait, what is the next thing I'm supposed to say? So, let's see, we have Kaboom, Pascal, Torres, Baylor, Moosh, and a new baby, Ernest. So, y'all are doing your own thing at HQ. I'm gonna give you all a chance to, like, do whatever it is that you do at HQ in your spare time, actually. Real quick, before anything else. I'll go down the list. Kaboom! What might you be doing to kill time at HQ?
Well, as is required of him on most days, he is required to kind of stay in his little isolation chamber as he tries to do his little breathing exercises and tries to just gain that little much more control over his anger. You see in the room that there are some scorch marks, but the scorch marks are fewer and they are not as big.
Oh. There's a bit of a knock at the door. It's a very hesitant, kind of shy sounding knock at the door, actually.
Okay. Wait one moment. He goes up to a little actual like key command combination lock to open the door, which then slides open with a thick, loud metal clang. This room is pretty well like locked up and set up like a literal thick ironed isolation chamber.
So the door slides open pretty loudly, and that noise actually does startle the person behind the door, who shrinks back a bit at the noise. It's actually Avery, and he's just like, they keep you in here?
On most days, yeah.
Are you not allowed to go around the HQ?
No, I am free to walk around. It's just I'm also required to stay in here and do my exercises.
Oh, I.
The worst of the explosions are controlled by this. He points to the collar around his neck.
Hmm. I I didn't want to bother you if you were busy. I
Are
wanted.
you okay?
I'm all right. I don't normally go around HQ, so I've kind of been getting weird looks, but I'm all right. Otherwise, I just wanted to ask a favor.
Uh, sure. What is it?
Avery holds out his hand and he says, "I'm really cold." And you remember the time that you warmed him up, and you realize he wants you to warm him again.
Uh, okay. Uh, and so he slowly approaches and sort of places both of his hands on Avery's shoulders again. And he begins to use his pyrokinesis to warm him up again.
You see his trembling slowly but surely stops a good amount. And he talks again, and this time he doesn't stutter so much. He says, "Thank you."
Uh, yeah, no problem.
I'm sorry for intruding, but the cats were running away because I kept getting too cold.
Uh, that's fine. I'm glad that they're still around for you, though. That's good.
Avery kind of smiles a little bit. He's like, "You can visit whenever you want, if you wanted to. They seem to like you, or I'm you know where to find me if you ever need a favor from me for anything. I can't do much really good outside of freezing things, but
Uh, that's okay. I tend to not be very good aside from exploding things, I guess. And I and I guess being a heater.
I appreciate you being a healer." And he gives a kind of like shy kind of like smile, like he's clearly very socially awkward, but I guess that's fine since you kind of seem socially awkward too.
You know, I could teach you some of the exercises too to control what you have.
But nice. Do you think it would work?
It's worked with me. I don't know if it works with folks with ice powers, but I don't know. It might be worth a shot, maybe. I'm not entirely sure.
I think it could help. I even though it's different powers, I've had some kind of similar issues before of losing control of
I I can understand that.
he looks a little hesitant for a moment, but he nods and he's like, I'd like if you could show me.
Uh, you mean right now, or
Oh no,
you?
I have to go back to the cats, but maybe tomorrow or and you're actually interrupted by an agent walking up behind you. You see it's Agent Calavera again, and he's like, "Hey!" And Avery jumps, like you know how a cat's back will like go up and the hair sticks up when they're surprised. Like, it reminds you of that when Avery's like, "Ah!"
Oh, the Miyazaki shiver.
Yeah, Miyazaki, sure. Yeah, so that happens to Avery upon Agent Calavera walking by and getting your attention. And he's like, "Sorry to interrupt, but I actually he shakes his head a bit. He's like, as if he can't believe what he's about to say, but he's like, I need Agent Kaboom for something.
Oh, okay. See you, Avery, was it?
Yeah, Avery. And he gives a little wave.
And Kaboom turns back to Agent Calavera, and he's like, "Okay, uh, I guess I'm following you."
Yep, come on. And he gives a little hand motion, like, follow me. And with that, you two are off, and we move on to Pascal. What might you be doing to kill time at HQ?
He is most likely probably just chilling somewhere, listening to music. Probably. He's been probably actually just walking around on his own.
So you're walking around, killing time, having a moment. When from behind you feel a hand clasp on your shoulder, a firm, friendly hand, and you hear a, well, hey there, Jurgen.
Well, it's not Jurgen. I've told. Hello. Hi.
You see, you see Stan with Max once again on his shoulder, and he's like, "What you up to today?"
I haven't been really busy. I just been kind of, I don't know, walking around.
Well, I got the news from well, what's his name? The dentist, not the one that stole brains, the one that stole teeth.
Habit.
He told me about this swinging club you have. Yeah, just like Jurgen.
Again, I don't know who this Jurgen person is, but I have a better club than them, and I believe I gave you 2 cards, so you should know about the club. Yes.
Do we? And then Sam reaches into his jacket and starts pulling out things. Things as wild as a block of cheese, there's his gun, he pulls out what looks to be a rubber chicken, he pulls out like a jug of milk, he pulls out a bunch of random shit, and you see Max reaching into nowhere and pulling out the same shit, and you have no idea where it's coming from? And
He seems so concerned. He went from like, "Oh, okay," to like, "Oh, what is happening here?"
and they're both looking and looking, and then you see Max pull out the card, and he's like, "I found it," and it's half eaten. And he's like, "Oh, I think I mistook this for the chips I had in here."
Oh, okay. Here's another one then. He just gives him another card. I think also that he might have taken that advice from earlier with the what was it?
Sparklies.
The sparkly, so now it's prettier.
Oh, now Sam takes it and he puts it in his inventory, giving a bit of a pointed look at Max, like, "Don't go rummaging through my inventory this time." And Max is like, "Eh," and gives a little shrug. "Oh yeah, I was actually sent here to get you for something."
Oh?
"Yeah, there's this mission that I think Agent mm, oh yeah, uh Agent 9 from up at the other HQ was asking for volunteers for a specific mission, so this HQ got saddled with finding them. You've been volunteered for a mission."
Oh. Okay then, I can do that.
And
Isn't it
Max is
nice?
like,
Easy,
"Oh,
easy then.
right." And they start walking along with you to take you to presumably where Agent Calavera is leading Kaboom.
Yay!
Now we cut to Torres, and I'm gonna say, for the sake of speed, Baylor and Moosh. Because I love you, Moosh. Oh, no, he cute. So, Torres, it's the same as ever, wherein Baylor is bringing you your coffee. Moosh, I'm gonna say that you probably also ask for a beverage from Baylor, so you're waiting for one too.
I want beverage.
What beverage?
Tea.
No, he's cute. So you're waiting for a drink. I would say that you saw like Torres was getting a drink for Baylor, and you're like, "Oh, I'll get my drink faster if I wait by Torres for Baylor to come back." So you see, Torres, what are you doing?
You know what Taurus is doing. You know what he's doing.
He's looking over the Baba case.
He's looking over the Baba case.
A little bit of Baba. Okay, so Torres, you're looking over the Baba case at your desk, and Moosh, you see Torres once again, as he always does, poring over the same case at his desk, again and again, as always.
I scramble over. Torres soon sees a little head pop out and the 2 big eyes just staring into his soul.
Can I help you, Dr. Colbera?
He just stares.
All right, good talk.
At that, Baylor, you come back with the coffee for Torres and the tea for Moosh, and look at that, Moosh is there, so you don't have to go find him for his tea. Yeehaw.
Moosh takes the tea. I'm sorry.
Wow, it's uncomfortably quiet in here.
Baylor.
Sorry, wait, was I supposed to talk?
Yeah, Baylor, you
Yeah.
approached. You are free to do whatever you would
Oh.
like.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't.
It's okay.
Well, he just kind of silently puts the coffee on there, knows he's going to be ignored, so he doesn't really say anything. And
Moosh has
the
already.
tea is
Yeah. Moosh has kind of already taken the tea. And
the
then
tea was snatched from his hand, and he just kind of lets out a small grunt, like, okay, and he flops down on a nearby chair with a little crochet project because he kind of was doing. He's got a little bit of free time.
I
So
do also want to say, Moosh has probably also put his hand, like, on Baylor's for a quick second and been like, thank you for tea. And then he just ran away. Didn't just go stare at doors. I don't know what for. But he's just there.
Oh, moosh. So while this is happening, Ernest, you are
Yes.
being led on your tour of this HQ. You're fairly new to this HQ. Uh, you're fairly new to being a psychonaut at all. It's all pretty confusing to you. So you're being led along by Agent Tethers. He's showing you the different rooms, and he's, like, this is one of the main offices, and he looks at the grouping of Baylor, Torres, and Moosh, and goes, "Oh, hey!" And there's some of our agents. Hey guys! And he gives a little wave as he walks over with Ernest.
I imagine Ernest is like, just kind of behind Tethers as they're approaching the group. Just gives like a bit of a small wave, just sort of thing.
Tethers looks at Torres and is just like, "Did he even notice I approached?"
he usually
has-
doesn't.
He hasn't noticed, no.
I'm sorry. He's normally a little friendlier than this. He's just kind of distracted. That's what it takes to be a good worker, though. And he does tap Torres on the shoulder.
Huh? Oh, hey, sorry.
It's all right. You're still working on that case.
Yeah.
I could always offer some help. Back when I was in the FBI, I didn't have a whole lot of experience, but, well, working on puzzles has given me a bit of a keen eye for connecting the dots.
I'll keep that in mind, but I think I've got it for now. Thanks.
When he said keen eye, he very specifically pointed at the eye that doesn't have the eye patch over it. But he looks over to Baylor and he's like, "Hey, how's it been going? Have you been getting any more missions lately, or are they still saddling you with intern work?"
A little bit of both. Mostly intern work. He shrugs.
Well, we do need volunteers for a bit of a mission if you wanted to tackle that.
Baylor fiddles with his work, and then he says, "Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that'd be nice."
Good. It's not even a high stress mission either. This is actually a kind of mission that, like, well, you won't even need to go into anyone's heads, I don't think, which is nice. We do kind of need permission on if you'd be okay with anyone else entering your mind, but if not, you can still tackle the mission. You just won't be one of the volunteers for a training course.
I guess. Sure.
Cool. He looks over at Moosh and Torres and he says, "Would either of you be interested in the mission?"
Mission? What mission?
We need some volunteer camp counselors for one of the kid training camps.
Oh, sure, yeah, why not?
Moosh's eyes grow wide.
It's
He's just
essentially
like,
paid for babysitting. We've got a bunch of kids with psychic powers that their parents don't know how to deal with, so they've dropped them at one of our summer camps, hoping we can help them get used to it.
Moosh's eyes are like kind of big right now, and they're like, oh, yeah.
I get the feeling you'll do well with kids, Agent Calvera.
You're gonna regret saying that, Tenor.
Actually, I was showing Ernest around the base here until we got enough volunteers for the mission, because it's gonna be Ernest's first official mission, too.
Ernest kind of like, again, his little voice, like, hi. Um, y- yeah, I guess no. Uh,
Well, it's nice to meet you. And then Torres offers his hand.
Ernest like gingerly like gives like a gentle shake, to his hand.
He is our newest Psy cadet, but with a couple of missions under his belt, we'll be able to promote him to a full agent, so...
Moosh just stares at Ernest.
Ernest kind of eyes at like Moosh's direction, just immediately starts feeling uncomfortable, like looking at Moosh. Just like,
Just keeps staring.
who's
Is Dr. Colbera. Don't. He's harmed.
While that's happening, Tethers is like, well, alright, I'll give you guys a minute, but, meeting room... which one is it? 4C, I think, is where we're gathering all the volunteers for camp counselors, so... just come over there whenever you're ready. And, he leads Ernest out to go to that very meeting room.
Okay. I imagine before Ernest leaves, like, and like eyes back at like the three, before just turning back around and rushing to follow Mr. Tedders.
So, I'm gonna say something and it might be a little mean, and I'm sorry. Ernest gives me the energy of that vine of the person who's like moving the camera over a view and then it stops on the guy and he's just like, okay. That's the energy Ernest gives me.
That's valid.
So
He's a nervous boy.
So would you guys do eventually head to that meeting room? So Pascal, you're already there. Kaboom, you've been taken there. And of course Ernest is there. The others, Baylor, Torres, and Moosh, you make it there. When you make it there, you see talking to Agent Tethers at the front of the room is that one agent that you met before, Agent Threepwood, and he's just got like an arm around Agent Tethers' shoulders, like, I really don't get why they couldn't just send us for this mission. I mean, come on, the kids love me. Do you remember our time being counselors? And Nelson's like, I do remember Guybrush, but come on. We're higher agents now. They're not gonna send us on counseling missions. And Agent Threepwood looks thoroughly disappointed by this, like, oh, but come on, remember what they used to do to Manny? And then you see that Agent Calavera is also in the room, and he looks thoroughly upset at being mentioned at the camp counseling, like, topic, like, don't remind me. It's like, come on, the leg, bones connected to the... And then Agent Calavera shoots him a look, and Agent Threepwood's just like, never mind. So you could tell these three clearly have a history, and you guys are finally all there, and while Agent Threepwood is getting that death glare from Agent Calavera, Agent Tethers looks at you and he's like, "Oh, everyone's here. I think. I mean, this is more than enough volunteer counselors. We only needed to replace 4, but extra is always really, useful." I guess, is everyone seated? You all ready for the mission debrief?
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Uh,
Moose just wiggles his feet.
So, we're gonna be sending you guys down to Whispering Rock Psychic Summer Camp. I'm sure you all, as agents, know about the place, but, you know, I've got to at least give a little explanation. It's the place where parents can send their psychic kids to get proper training for their powers and, have a good time and all that. We take care of the kids and help nurture their abilities and help them get a proper foot in the door of understanding who they are and what they can do. Normally we have four counselors over there. They've been counselors for the past 6 years or so. They're pretty loved by the kids. But they're getting on in years and they have racked up a good amount of vacation days and they deserve a break. So we're gonna be sending you guys over to be counselors for about a couple weeks, if that's okay.
a couple of weeks.
Just a couple weeks. I mean, it's a summer camp. Normally we'd send actual counselors to be there for the whole summer, but they only requested a couple weeks break, so we're sending you for a couple weeks. So it's actually relatively short considering what we normally send people on for these counseling missions.
Pascal looks a little bit nervous, but he's like, okay.
I have a question.
Yes?
I was told we need to give permission for our minds to be entered.
Yes.
Why is that?
We have the forms, and he starts looking around, and then Agent Threepwood pulls them out from his jacket, and he's like, "Aha! I have them." And Tethers says, "Yeah, no, the permission is we help to train these kids in their psychic powers, but also potentially if they wanted to pursue being psychonauts, and because of that, we want to give them, a proper, like, guided, like, watched by other people, experience of what it's like to go through someone else's mind. So we need permission from those who would be willing to have their minds be volunteered as places where kids could explore and get an experience with what it's like to do that. You don't have to, of course, but it is an option. It's also a good way for us to give kids a bit of a stomping ground for them to learn new abilities, like Agent 9, when he used to be a counselor there, he would use his mind as a training ground for teaching kids how to use psi blasts, which, as you all know, is one of the most basic rudimentary forms of self-defense that we teach most agents.
All right. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So for those who would be willing, you just check yes, and for those who aren't, you check no. And it's fine either way. You can still be a counselor in any other ways. But the four counselors who are normally there, they're gonna stay there for the first day to help give you a bit of a rundown on how it normally works at the camp before setting you loose. So you'll get to talk to them for a bit before they go on their way. They're really nice people, actually. Uh, let's see, it's Agent Cooper, Agent Tegley, Agent Von Guten, Agent Bonaparte. That's the last one. They normally, from what I've heard at least, I actually haven't met them in person yet, but an old friend of mine got to talk to them a little bit. They're nice. They should be willing to help you on the first day.
That's that's good.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna pause the recording very quickly. Okay, so Nelson, or rather Agent Tethers, hands out the forms with the help of Agent Threepwood. What do you all tick off? Do you tick yes, these kids can enter my mind, or no, they cannot?
Torres checks yes.
Pascal took a really, really deep thought about it, and then checked yes.
Kaboom. Promptly pressed or signed no.
I think Baylor would hit yes.
Artis ticks off no.
Moosh stares at the sheet and then scribbles in yes.
It's like, absolutely. Okay. So the forms are
I
given
don't
back.
care.
The forms are given back to the agents, and Agent Threepwood is just like, awesome! And he gives a thumbs up with the hand that isn't a hook. And he's like, alright, with that, I think we can just about start the shipping you guys off. And Agent Taylor's like, well, hold on. Not yet. You guys. No. It's like, Guybrush, they need to pack. And it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna be there for a couple weeks. Yeah, go back to your whatever you need to do, get packed, and then tomorrow morning we'll be shipping you off to the Whispering Rock Psychic Summer Camp. Get excited! There's a cool beach, and like, you're gonna love the kids. They're great. And you can tell that Agent Threepwood is very excited for you, probably because he wishes he could go.
Aww. Aww.
Aw.
Baby.
We'll send you pictures.
Oh, great! And he's like, yeah. Ah, man. Ah. I wish I were a kid, then I could be a camper. It's like, yeah, we know. It's like, don't make fun of me, Nelson. Come on! And they continue ribbing each other as you guys go off to prepare. So, for the sake of expediting it, now, you guys obviously don't have to live in the HQ, so the question is, do you live on site or do you live nearby HQ, is the question.
I'm pretty sure Pascal lives nearby.
Baylor definitely lives nearby, not on site.
Torres lives nearby. He doesn't live on site.
Kaboom lives on site.
I'm honestly not sure.
Ernest probably lives nearby because he's a very new agent, so he wouldn't have his stuff moved to be on site yet. The possibility of living there on site is a thing for him, but like he's been given some time to decide whether or not he'd like to keep living off site or on site, you know?
Okay, yeah, then he'll probably be like near the HQ.
Moosh, where do you live, my little round man? Moosh is fucking dead! Oh god!
I'm sorry. What?
Are you okay?
I got pulled away. Fuck.
I was asking, where do you live? Do you live on site at HQ or do you live nearby HQ?
That's a good question. Actually, I haven't thought about that. I'm gonna roll for it. Actually, I'm gonna say he lives nearby,
Okay.
off site but nearby.
So, those of you who live off site, which is mostly is, y'all head to your homes to prepare to pack whatever you might need to be a camp counselor for a couple weeks. I'm curious about what you all consider essentials, actually. So, like, I'm gonna go down the list and ask, what do you specifically pack? Like, I know obviously clothing is like a thing, but like, what do you consider essentials that might be kind of specific to you, as in essentials? I'm gonna start with Kaboom, since I'm going down the line. Does Kaboom have much to pack anyway?
No, Kaboom doesn't really have any personal possessions to speak of. That isolation room is pretty well kind of all they really have, essentially. Aside from like essentials that Psychonauts HQ kind of provides for him, like the food, the clothing, the toiletries, all that sort of stuff. So they do kind of give him like a basic essentials bag and stuff to use, like with clothes and all of that already prepackaged in. But aside from that, he doesn't really keep possessions.
Okay. What's funny is as you're like packed and ready to go, uh, you see leaving the room that you were in, the meeting room, is actually Avery, who's just like very nervous for some reason.
Are you okay?
Huh? Oh, I volunteered to be a counselor.
Oh, uh, I mean, good for you.
I haven't been outside in a long time, so I thought I should, since the offer was out there. I found out about it.
Oh, uh, well, I hear the lake air is good, I guess. Or should be. I don't know. They don't usually allow me near forests.
Aren't you going to?
I mean, yeah, I am. So this will be new for me.
I guess we'll both be finding out then. I have to pack, and he hurries off with a little wave. He's clearly very shy and nervous about this, but you wonder if just getting outside is the only reason he decided to suddenly join this mission.
Hmm.
Next
Wait,
up,
what's he gonna do about his cat?
you'll find out tomorrow morning when you're all set to go. But until then, Pascal, what do you consider essential to pack?
Okay, so this is a fucking camping trip, but even though it's a camping trip, he's still bringing his phone, he's still bringing his fucking laptop, he's going to bring his like, I think several pairs of headphones because he does not like those things breaking. um, he is just, I think he's also looking for a fucking, like, pet babysitter for his fucking pet bat, because he has a pet bat. Because he doesn't want to just leave it alone.
Okay, do you have a character in mind that you should call, or can I bullshit one on the spot for you?
Well, he has a sister, but you know what? You can bullshit if you want to.
Would he call his sister?
Probably not.
I was about to say they ain't got a good they ain't woo. So okay. You can retcon or fix anything about this that I fuck up, because this character isn't in the NPC archive yet, but I know you were planning on adding them. You call someone up, a fellow agent, I believe, probably. Now I don't know what his name is in this, but I know he's probably got the same nickname. You call, and on the other end is Showtime speaking.
Oh my god. Hey, look, listen, I need you to do me a favor. A very important
Hold
one.
on. I offer you my name, and you just go in asking for who is speaking to me.
It is Pascal, okay, Showtime.
Darling! Of
Oh.
course. I knew it was you, but I wanted to give you shit.
Of course you did. Look, listen, I am going to be on a mission for a couple of weeks, and I kind of need someone to help babysit my pet, my
Your baby, your darling, your sugar plum.
Yes.
Should I be a good friend and do this for free?
Come on.
I want
Okay, what
free
is it that you want?
drinks at your club for the next week I go after you're done with your mission.
Wait, you want what now?
Free drinks. You always charge me, and I don't want to be charged to get shwasted.
You... It's... You know what? If you do this for me, then yes. Okay?
Pascal! You know you're my favorite. I'll be over to do the babysitting, don't worry.
Okay.
What is the mission, anyway?
It's nothing that you gotta really be concerned about. It's just
Secretive.
I mean, it's just watching a bunch of kids at a summer camp. It's fine.
Oh, they suck you with counseling. Gall and I got to do that once.
How was that?
The kids kept making Gall eat different things to see if he could do it, and every time he proved that he could.
You know, that sounds like Gull, yeah.
The only time he didn't do what they asked was when one kid asked if he'd eat another kid, and then he said, "I can eat anything, not anyone. I'm not a cannibal." Basically, what I'm saying is get prepared for little goblins. Holy shit.
Uh, I think I can handle it. It won't be that big of a deal.
Famous last words, but I trust you. Kisses. Mwah.
Oh gosh.
And with that, Showtime hangs up, and you have set in place a babysitter for your bat.
Yay!
So, Torres, what do you consider essentials?
Well, aside from like the common sense stuff, he probably actually wouldn't bring too much. And as much as it like kills him too, he's actually not bringing anything relating to the Baba case because like he wants to be able to actually focus on like helping out the kids.
What a
So
good counselor.
he's literally just bringing like the the basic like clothes shit.
So, visiting you on your last day before you go on this big trip is Jovan. You turn around to start packing more shit, and when you look back, Jovan is laying in your suitcase.
I already told you you can't come with me.
But I'm going to miss you! 2 weeks out of nowhere?
Well, it's kids.
And?
What? This is literally my job. Speaking of jobs, don't you work to?
She said I could have the day off to say goodbye to you since you're going away for so long.
It's literally 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Without my best friend? Oh! I'm already bleeding out as we speak.
Well, I guess you'll just have to write your obituary, huh?
They look hurt.
He's not falling for it.
They do roll out of the suitcase to let you keep packing, but they are whining about it. You'll call, right? They have reception at silly kids camp.
Yes, I will call.
You'll say goodnight to me every night.
Sure.
Ooh, and then they like go over and like they like hug Torres from the side, like, really?
Really? And he hugs them back.
Okay, I can survive without you, as hard as it will be for my maiden heart.
Jesus, you're like a baby.
I am a lovesick maiden, seeing her man go away to war.
It's not war, it's literally a summer camp.
Oh, but who's to say those kids aren't vicious? I've read Lord of the Flies.
Jovan, they're kids. Come on.
Kids are more dangerous than anything. They don't have fully developed moral compasses yet. They could kill.
Jovan.
David.
I'm not gonna get killed by a bunch of kids. Come
Maybe not you, but keep an eye on your friends. They will not be so lucky.
on. He just rolls his eyes.
Jovan stays with you for the rest of the night until you practically force them out to get a good night's sleep, since you're going to be dealing with kids tomorrow. But you're packed and ready to go, and Jovan seems overdramatically sad to see you go. But there's a brief moment before they leave where they seem to hesitate. Like they want to say something before they just have a good night and shut the door behind them.
Oh.
Oh. Baylor, what do you pack?
Aside from the essentials, like, you know, because his grandmother would be helping him pack sensibly, but also excessively, because she's a grandma. She would stuff cookies and shit into his bag. He would probably have to have an extra bag just to contain the grandma necessities.
So how does she speak? What is she called and how does she speak? I want to know more about Grammy Baylor.
Her name is Jeannie, and she. God, I've just been imagining my own grandma's voice on her, but that's a Croatian accent.
I can't do that.
That's okay. You don't have to. She just kind of has a soft, high-pitched voice. So, it's like.
Is she very doting then? I'm assuming she like goes up to Baylor and
Yeah.
is like, "Oh, what if you end up needing this? What if you know?" She's like packing in like sunscreen and like.
Yeah, she's down to earth, but also, God, she's down to earth, but she's still a grandma, and she will make sure, like, she probably shoves money into his hands, and he's like, "Where did you even get this?"
Well,
like,
that's Granny's little secret, and she does like the little cheeky grandma smile.
Oh my God, he has learned by now not to fight when she hands him money. He has no idea where. It's not like they have a whole lot. Oh God,
but it's spending money that she sets aside for Baylor, probably like, here you go, and oh, you might need this, and she's packing in like 3 varieties of bug spray, and she's packing in towels, and she's like, oh, they're kids, right? What if they like the video games these days? Oh, I should get your little handheld thing.
No, it's a camp. First of all, they're probably gonna friggin' break it. Second of all, Mama, they're kids at a camp. They're not gonna need Game Boys.
Oh, you should bring marshmallows. And she hurries off to the kitchen to get marshmallows. You wonder why
Mama,
she has
I gotta
them.
carry these.
Mawa does not stop.
No.
You have to deal with an overstuffed bag because your granny is like, oh, I'm thinking of the kids too, honey.
He's gonna bring plenty of snacks for the fucking kids.
So many snacks. You wonder why she had so much junk food. But
it's no wonder he's got a belly.
But it's okay, Baylor. At least you're loved and appreciated. And she's like, okay, look at the
he
time.
loves her.
You need to sleep, honey. You need to sleep. Oh, and she like rushes you off to your room like, you need to rest for the kids tomorrow. I'll finish packing.
No, I can finish packing. You're the one who has trouble sleeping.
No, it's okay. And she's like, you need to rest. And she's like trying to tuck you in.
He's frustrated, but arguing with her is tough. So he sighs really loudly, and he gives her a firm look. He's like, if you're not asleep, I have an alarm set. I'm gonna check.
Oh
I will knock
no!
you out.
Don't get. Oh, honey! Don't get up on my account. You have kids to babysit tomorrow. And she kisses your forehead.
Aw, he goes quiet at that. Because, his heart.
And you are left to sleep as she says she's gonna finish packing. When you wake up in the morning, you do find that the bag is finished packed. It's a little fat. It's a fat ass bag. But
God damn it.
if you use telekinesis, you could probably carry it fine.
Yeah, he'd probably cheat with telekinesis. Do I have to roll for that, or?
Nah, for convenience, I'm gonna say that you just carry it with telekinesis, like, oh Jesus. And there you go.
Okay.
Now, the question of Moosh. What is essential to Moosh when packing for a trip?
Okay. Sorry, I'm losing my shit at chat. See, the weird thing is Moosh packs surprisingly light for a trip. Like, he's, he can actually take care of himself. He may be crazy, but at least he can take care of himself. So he actually just kind of packs, like extra clothes and like some of the bare essentials, like, toothbrush, that kind of stuff. And he does pack one more thing. And that is a little picture frame of him and his sister. So this is family. And yeah, that's really about it. He doesn't really pack all that weird, surprisingly. In fact, if you open up his suitcase, it's just very neatly packed. Not what you would imagine with Moosh.
A good lad. A good lad. Now finally Ernest.
I just imagine, after some time, yeah, I imagine I just kind of pacing back and forth in his room, just like oh god, how do I take care of a kid? How do I face it? I never babysit a kid. And just I imagine besides his essentials, he kind of has on him his journal, like a spare reflective like a reflective sort of vest, because what if one he has on is gonna is lost or misplaced, and just this is something to make sure that he doesn't end up what happened the last time that he didn't have his vest on when he used invisibility. Oh god, I'm trying to I know it's near the I don't know, I was thinking it's just does Artist live with his family or something? He's 19.
That's up to you.
I'll say yeah. He lives with his family.
Any ideas what they're like? Or?
I imagine it is a little bustling, to say the least. And he's got he just got his mom, his dad. He also got a couple of siblings in there. They're younger than him. He's the oldest.
How young might they be?
I imagine the youngest would be 13, 14.
Okay, so you're trying to pack, ignoring the kind of noise going on outside your room, because there's, like you said, hustle and bustle. But you turn around to grab some more clothes for the bag, and when you turn around, your bag is gone.
What? Or just starts really looking at us oh no.
You look at the bedroom door and you see your youngest sibling trying to pull the bag out of the door unnoticed.
Hey, that's my bag. Hey, come on. I need that for camp.
Why are you going to camp?
I'm got hired. I'm a counselor there.
I want to go to camp.
I'll have to. It's not just any. It's not just any camp.
What is one of your weirdo camps?
Uh,
For weirdos?
It's not. Come on, I need that bag. It's all the stuff I have.
What's so special about this camp that I can't go?
It's for like or just kind of like, or just kind of like Finley's hands just went nervous, or you should say it. Just
They all
like,
turn invisible like you?
I don't know. I don't know.
This sibling of yours, he does push the bag back at you and he's like, fine. He walks off like he wasn't getting the reaction he wanted, so he leaves.
I imagine like the wishes back. It's like you hear like a bit of a oof, just or stumbling back in the bag. It's just. Oh, man. I kind of wish that Kenny wasn't like this.
Oh, the whole family wishes he wasn't like this, hon. The problem is that he is like this, and you have to deal with it. But hey, 2 weeks away. Maybe it'll be quieter? No, there's gonna be more kids there. It's gonna be louder. But hey, at least you won't be in a cramped space with a bunch of kids.
Oh, out of character. What he was talking?
That's God talking to you.
I'm sorry, I got confused. It's like, huh?
That's God talking. That's me. God. Me in the fucking sky making my God narration.
Sorry. I got confused. It's like, wait, is that another sibling? Oh god. There's God. I thought it was Papa. Papa.
No, your
The
dad.
fucking image of Fred.
Your dad. Stop posting Fred. Anyway, your dad is a little busy wrangling the other kid in, and also probably making dinner.
I imagine Ernest has been just about done with like packing up what he needs for tomorrow, for the next 2 weeks. He's just a bit of a sigh of relief. Like, okay. I have my journal, I got my pen, where's my vest? Just patting on his nose. He kind of forgot he left his somewhere. Just like, Dad?
Yeah, what is it?
I can't find my vest. Do you know where it is?
Nope, I'd help you look, but I've, kinda got some food going here.
I'll come in there in a minute. I need to find my vest. He's just looking around. Yeah. Oh God, where did I put it? It's on the bed. No, it's in the closet.
Hey. Turn around and see the second youngest of your siblings. They are holding out the vest and they're like, got it right here.
Oh, thank you. Just kind of reaches out to grab it.
They do hand it over and they're like, you've got to learn to stop panicking so much.
I don't know what you mean.
That's kind of a problem considering you panic all the time.
Ernest cannot argue with that.
They sigh and like just kind of. You want me to make your plate for you?
Oh, yes, please.
All right. And she heads back out of the room.
The artist kind of like mumbles out like a thank you sort of thing as he puts the vest in the suitcase.
Once again, God is speaking, and you're thinking maybe it won't be so bad being away for a couple weeks.
Maybe it won't be. Maybe it won't be. Maybe maybe it won't be too bad being in camp. If kids, or oh god, was there like any? Oh no.
You hear your other sibling, used to go by Vanessa, now they just go by Vanny, and they're like, Ernest!
Yes.
Food's gonna get cold, come on!
Okay, I'm coming, Fanny. And Ernest like shuts the suitcase, and then before heading out of his room.
And of course, what they said about you rings true there, wherein you were like, maybe it won't be bad, and then you have a panic attack thinking about how bad it could be. Oh, Ernest, you are in for a restless night's sleep. So, with that, everyone's packed and ready to go, and in the morning, you all are at around 9 a.m. waiting for the jet that will take you all to Whispering Rock Psychic Summer Camp. You all are there. Everyone who was in the room with you before, you recognize, Kaboom, Moosh, Pascal, all of you. But you hear running up from a little bit away, just like, hold on. And you turn and see Avery, who wasn't in the room with you when the briefing happened, but Avery running over with a very large backpack.
Oh, hi! Is that...
Hi. I had to get packed. You see the backpack squirming.
What you
What's
what
in
you,
there?
what you got in there, Agent Arlen?
Pascal is tilting his head.
If you look closely at the backpack, you can see that it has tiny holes in the top. Almost like the kind of,
Moosh is pet.
kind of
Moosh is
holes that would be
petting
in
the
a box
bag.
for you're petting the bag. And Avery looks at you
I'm
and
petting the bag.
says, be kind of gentle.
Agent Arlen,
Don't
what do you
worry.
have in that bag?
The essentials.
What?
And those are?
Kitty.
Huh?
Huh?
Avery looks away.
Pascal's trying not to laugh. He's just like,
Agent Arlen.
you couldn't get someone to babysit them?
Nobody knows that they're here except for you. I didn't have any options. I kind of panicked when I asked to join and didn't think about the consequences. But it's fine. They need fresh air. And I know that they wouldn't run away with me around, so they'll be fine at the camp. I just needed a way to get them there.
Okay.
Do any of the
Just
cats
know
claw
you're
at
bringing
Moosh?
a bunch of cats to a camp full of children.
It'll be fine.
Alright.
Do any of the cats claw Moosh or anything? Because Moosh
You
is just
see,
petting the bag.
you're petting like the lower part of the bag, and you see from inside the bag a few claws poke through the fabric of the bag.
Moosh just looks at that. He does not budge.
Pascal is putting on his sunglasses. He's like, this is already an interesting start to a whole couple of weeks.
All you get, by the way, is just a sniff from Moosh. And he continues petting.
You can see Ernest literally just scooting away from Avery at the mention of like cat, because it's just like,
Jesus.
You when you're petting the bag, Moosh, you can also feel from the other side tiny little cat mouths trying to bite at your finger through the bag.
Oh my fucking god.
They're playful. With that, the jet that you're going to be taking to the camp does finally appear, and the door opens, and you guys see Gruff. And the other just like, "Hey y'all, we're going camping."
Whoa,
Oh, Gruff.
Hi,
You-
I'm your pilot.
you can fly the jet.
Yeah, it's one of my many jobs. I'm a pilot.
Well, that's good to
You have a
hear.
license for it.
I'm a pilot.
Oh, that wasn't a no.
huh?
He looks at you all, and he's like, "Oh hey, I remember y'all from a bit before. Yeah, it's nice to see y'all again." Yeah, they look at Kaboom and wave like, "Hi."
Hi.
And they step aside like, "Come on in. It's gonna be a bit of a I was gonna say drive, but this is a plane. It's gonna be a bit of a fly, but we'll get there by probably 3 p.m. if all goes well."
And I'm pretty sure it will.
If all goes
That's
well.
really reassuring.
What?
Thank you.
Well,
Well, I mean,
uh,
I'm not accounting for like wind turbulence and stuff like that.
Those
Moosh
are
is
minor
not scared.
things.
He has already skittered onto the plane.
Ernest's theory hasn't it? And the judge is like,
Don't you worry, I have years of experience flying jets for these Psychonauts. In fact, I've been at it for the past 15 years or so.
Well, I trust that.
All right. Okay.
You all,
And meanwhile, you do notice that Kaboom is visibly sort of uncomfortable as he sees that airplane hatch open. And do you know that weird sort of wiggly sound effect in Psychonauts, like when the pyrotechnic, or like when the pyro power sort of charges up?
yeah.
That's the sound he's kind of making right now.
Are you
As
are you
Avery,
okay?
Avery notices this and kind of like holds out a kind of semi-cold hand, like hovers it over his shoulder, like he doesn't want to touch without permission, but it's kind of there's like support, like, if it helps you feel any better, I'm pretty nervous about this too.
like, not good. Tight spaces.
What?
Not
So
good with
why are
tight
you coming?
spaces.
Avery's gonna do something a little bold and put that hand on the shoulder and see if he can kind of put some of that cold feeling through Kaboom to like cool him down.
And, you know, he does start hyperventilating a little bit for a moment. But his breathing starts to ease up a little bit as that wavy pyro sort of sound effect begins to sort of quiet down a little bit.
If you're that bad on airplanes, if you want, you can sleep through it.
Yes, please knock me out. Just do whatever.
All right. Okay. I will just get settled and I can knock you right out. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem at all.
Yeah, so Avery kind of helps to lead you onto the plane, and then once you're on there, I'll say that Baylor does use Hypno and just kind of knocks you out cold. You're sleeping, Kaboom.
And he is knocked out cold. Yet, weirdly enough, he is still sort of radiating sort of like a heat. But he's not exploding.
Hooray.
Avery's sitting with his bag of cats on his lap. As you all are free to find your own seats and get ready and all that. And once you're all in, the door shuts and Gruff goes up to the front and is like, "All right, y'all, is everyone ready to hit the skies?"
I don't.
Yes.
Woohoo! Ready.
Okay.
We're off, and the plane just swoop. The jet goes into the air, and you guys are off. It's a pretty standard flight for most of it. At one point, you guys do see Gruff leave the pilot cockpit to walk back there and sit with y'all and make chatter.
Aren't you supposed
Shouldn't
to
you
be
flying
driving the plane?
Look at the plane. It ain't falling.
It isn't,
Autopilot?
but
There ain't no autopilot on these things.
Can I
Maybe you
leave?
should just stay.
Huh.
No, Ernest, you're fine. Maybe you should stay in the cockpit. You're making them.
Baylor,
Okay, I do.
at Ernest
go.
saying, "Can I leave?" Baylor taps at one of the windows and says, "Yeah, you're welcome to."
Pascal like laughs at that, like, oh my god.
Or just looks out the window and just you see this guy's just like,
Look, I was told that one of the best ways to reassure your passengers is to look them in the eyes while you're flying. Lets you know you're honest. You can see in their souls. You can, make some connection. So I'm here to look you all in the eye and tell you it's okay, and that we can chill out.
You know, I'm not really
Is
that worried
for
anymore.
interrogation or flying?
I thought it was flying. I mean, the
sorry.
plane's still going.
Ernest, you're fine. Listen, just relax. Agent Gruff, please just go back to the cockpit.
I've been doing this for 15 years and you don't
but
trust me.
You are making them nervous. This is his first.
Pascal
mission.
was just
Please,
smiling.
Go back to the cockpit.
Yeah.
Gruff looks at Ernest.
Baylor kind of finds this funny too.
Gruff looks at Ernest and offers their hand like, "Hey, little man, take my hand real quick."
and they're just like shakily kind of like he like clasps his hand with Gruff's. Just
Gruff holds Ernest's hand firmly and says, "You feel that? That nice firm grip? Feel that? That's me holding you in reality. This is all gonna be okay. There's nothing to panic about. Your head's going all fuzzy wuzzy, but this right here, this is real. It's firm. It's got you grounded. There's nothing to worry about. I've been doing this for 15 years. This plane is going where it needs to go because I want it to go there. I just don't like sitting up there because I get a little stir crazy sitting in one place the whole time for hours. You understand how boring that'll get. I like talking to people when I fly the plane. Helps pass the time. So don't you worry. I'm getting this plane where it needs to go, and this hand holding yours is going to make sure you stay here, no panic whatsoever, in reality, okay?
Urs isn't so sure about it, but
Do you want to know how I'm flying this plane right now? Will that make you feel better?
Yes, please.
I've got my brain's got a big ol' hold on the engine. It's making it go where I want it to. My head's got a big hold on this plane. It's like you know how kids will hold a plane in the air when they're playing with a toy plane and make it fly around while they're holding it? It's like I've got my big hand on this plane and I'm holding it and I'm making it go where I want it to go.
So wait, you're just... Oh. Okay, that makes sense.
Hey,
You seem pretty new to this whole psychic thing.
yeah, yeah, I am, I am, um,
Well, like I said, I've been working with the Psychonauts for 15 years, but I've been a psychic for even longer. I've been a psychic for a long time, and I've got a lot of time to figure out how my brain works and how all these powers of mine work, and I got a lot of time to make them do real good work. So I used a lot of my time before I worked with the Psychonauts to make sure I could lift things real heavy and make them do what I wanted. I used to do things like lifting train wrecks off of where they were messed up to get people out from under them, lifting stuff like rubble. You know, I'd go where there was disasters and I'd help the people get out of them. And then the Psychonauts said, "You could be a real good agent." And I said, "I don't want to be an agent, because you're gonna tie me down, make me do only the missions you want me to do. I'd much rather be freelance." And they said, "We'll hire you as a freelancer. You could do anything you want for us. Even the little things like janitor work or cooking or cleaning or making things look pretty or flying our planes." So I fly their planes from time to time. And I was asked to be y'all's personal pilot. Well, not you, you're new to the crew, but them. And Gruff motions to Pascal and to Torres and to Baylor. I was asked to be theirs for their missions. And I said, "Well, shoot, I sure do like them. Much as I've been a freelancer for a long time, it's been a long time since I've had a connection to a group. I had a connection to a group a long time ago of agents. They're still around, but I ain't theirs anymore. So I'm yours now, which means it's my job to make sure that you make it to places safe, okay?"
okay, okay, okay.
They smile at you, Ernest, and they keep their firm grip on your hand. It's like, "I'll hold your hand until you're ready for me to let it go."
Hmm. I imagine it takes like a few minutes, kind of like for artists just completely, mostly calm down. But by the time, by then, artists just okay, you can let it go. Um, thank you, thank you. What was it? What was it again?
"I'm Gruff McGruff," and Gruff takes their hand away. "I'm a freelancer."
Oh, it's I'm I'm Ernest.
"It's nice to meet you, Ernest." And they do look at Avery after a moment, and they see Avery's bag and are like, "There really are cats in there? Y'all minding if I go
Cats?
see some cats?" And Gruff goes over to Avery, and Avery's like, "Oh God!" And that's how the rest of the ride goes until you guys touch down outside of Whispering Rock.
I'm sorry, Del. Artist is going to be a sneezy fit. It's going to have a sneezy fit until then. He's
It's
allergic
okay.
to cat hair.
Oh no, Ernest! I'm sorry, Avery is covered in cat hair because Avery takes care of 7 cats.
It's just a sneezy fitness.
Gruff goes over to Kaboom after they land and very gently shakes his shoulder like, "Hey there, boomin' fella."
So you mean like is it a gentle touch or like did he shake him awake?
Gentle touch. Like, Gruff's no fool. Gruff sees Kaboom and sees that man needs a gentle touch. So, like, does a gentle touch and is like, "Hey, boomin' fella."
So it's not an immediate hot touch, but it is sort of like a still not completely cooled off sort of stovetop being touched. That's what he's feeling right now as Kaboom sort of jolts himself up with eyes just wide awake. It's just sort of like, what?
I just wanted to be
What?
letting you know that we're here. We're not in the sky anymore, so there's nothing to panic about.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I need to get off.
Alright, and Gruff steps aside so that Kaboom can hurry off the plane.
Kaboom hurries off the plane.
Avery is very close behind, like, get these cats away from Gruff. Please. You're very sweet and all, but the cats need to stay in the bag until I'm settled. So, you guys are free to get off the plane.
Artis, I imagine, kind of like nervously looks at the window.
As you look out the window, you see you're in a bit of a parking lot that leads up into a bigger campground area. And what's funny is on the pathway leading up to the rest of the camp, you see 4 people, clearly having expected you. One of them is a very large purple man. He's got a lot of gray in his hair. He's got a bit of a gentle look to him despite how big he is. Beside him, there is a man standing very upright in what looks to be like a very traditional camp counselor type of vest. He's got a bit of like a cap on, some kind of cap. He's got some wild eyes, but a very like excited kind of smile. Next to him, there's a beautiful little lady. She's very elderly, but she has wild red hair, and her age is on her face, but her age has not made her any less stunning. She's in a very pretty little sundress. And then beside her, standing way above all the others, is a guy who you look at and you're like, that man is 80% legs. He is so tall. And he's got a huge honker, but apart from some wrinkles under his eyes that betray age, he actually looks like he's the youngest out of all of them. And you realize these must be the 4 counselors who are going to be going on this vacation that you're filling in for them.
Oh, good. Oh, good. There's counselors. As counselors, or just kind of like mumbling to themselves, just.
As Baylor passes him by, he gives him a little smile. He's like, "Only for today," and then he keeps going.
Plain shit.
What?
It's fine, Ernest. Come on, let's go.
Okay. Ernest, kind of like follows behind Taurus. Just, the sort of thing like a kid just hiding behind someone, sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, Ernest. Baylor is always rude. He's just never had a chance to show it until now.
Oh no.
So you all get off the plane then?
Yeah.
You notice that
Yeah.
Gruff actually follows. Gruff is like,
No.
I've been hired to be a janitor around here while you guys are counseling, so I get to stay with yous.
Oh, that's cool.
Awful convenient.
That's
Yeah.
that's good.
Apparently they've been in need of a janitor for a little while, so... So, do you approach the other counselors, or do they approach
Serendipitous.
you? The little lady waves and is like, "Welcome! It's so nice to see you." And she radiates like the sun. this little lady. It's hard not to smile in her presence. She is very, very sweet just from aura alone. As she goes up to you, Baylor, and, shakes your hand and is like, "Oh, such a young thing you are."
Oh, hi. We're all here to help you guys out.
"Oh, we've heard. Thank you so much for coming." And the big guy, he speaks with a thick Spanish accent that I'm not going to attempt because I don't want to. I'm white. I ain't gonna. So he's like, he says, "Yes. We've been waiting for a chance to take a break. We love the kids here, we assure you. But as much as I love teaching art class, we all kind of need a little bit of a break." And you see the others nod a bit, like agreement, like.
Well, everyone needs a break from time to time, you know.
The tall one's like, "Yep, and we've been planning this one for a while, so we're real glad you guys stopped by. But don't worry, we're not gonna throw you in, without any guidance. We're gonna show you around, introduce you to some of the kids, get you situated, all that." You realize that this very tall guy, despite his long legs, has very short arms, and it's kind of jarring.
Hmm.
Pascal's not trying to stare at it. He's trying his very best. He's just like,
Or just staring at it.
Ernest! Yeah. The tall man
just staring
pretends
at it.
not to notice. The tall man is new to it, so he's pretending not to notice.
I think Bush would kind of stare not really at his legs, but like just attempt to look up because he is fucking tiny.
Oh no.
The tall man is looking directly down at you, and you can tell it's kind of like a struggle for him because he's like a fucking giraffe and you're like a tiny ant. So it's like a very odd height difference between you two.
He waves. Like a little hello.
The tall man waves at you. And so the lady is like, "It's nice to meet you. My name is Gloria von Guten. You can just call me Gloria. And these are my partners." And the one who hasn't spoken yet, the guy in the counselor vest and the cap, he's like, "Oh, I'm Agent Cooper. Oh, you could call me Boyd." And the big guy is like, "Edgar Tegley. Whatever you like to call me is fine." And the tall one says, "Fred Bonaparte. Please don't call me Bonaparte. I prefer Fred." Stop! I'm gonna make this image the image on the actual upload of the video.
But be sure to put Fred's head and then Moosh's head on the respective
Oh
buttons.
god damn it, I've got to. Oh Jesus, okay. So the counselors have introduced themselves, and
So Discord just died on me.
Are you okay?
I'm okay now, but like, oh, what the fuck just happened? Discord just like straight up.
We were just laughing at the meme that you sent.
It's for your hubris.
But anyways, here's a clear image of Mooch, so you can like be with that.
Anyway, so the counselors have introduced themselves. Do you introduce yourselves back?
Yeah, Mooch does, but in his usual Mooshy way, just like Dr. Calbera, but you may call me. But most call me Moosh.
Moosh?
Short for Scaramouche.
Oh, what a darling name you have! This lady is just too bright and friendly.
Oh.
Oh.
Pascal steps up and is all like, "My name is Pascal Vaco."
The guy with the cap, who you now know as Boyd Cooper. He said you could call him Boyd, though. He shakes your hand, Pascal. He's like, "It's nice to meet you." He kind of looks at your fangs for a moment and squints, but he doesn't say anything.
he notices the squint and he kind of just like, is something the matter? And he gives a
Nothing.
nice little smile.
No, nothing. I am, of course not. No, not. Uh, and uh, and the big guy puts a hand on his back and is like, remember. And Boyd's like, right. None of that anymore. I'm better. Uh, yeah, I'm all right.
Okay.
The big guy offers his
no.
hand to Kaboom. It's like, what would your name be?
I am Agent Designation Kaboom.
Designation?
Huh?
Yes.
Do you have a name? Like an actual name?
Uh-oh. So Kaboom tries to think on that. And you start hearing that fiery wiggle sound again.
What's that?
Boyd looks incredibly anxious the second that pyrokinesis feel flares up, and he puts his hands up and he's like, hey, if your name's Kaboom, your name's Kaboom, right? No need to question that.
Yes. Yes.
And the big guy Edgar, he's like, right, sorry, and he gives a little apologetic shake of a hand, and Avery chimes up like, my name's Agent Arland. And the tall one's like, well, Agent Arland, it's nice to meet you. Then they look to the remaining those who have not been introduced. It seems to me that those are Torres and Ernest.
Ernest is still hiding behind Taurus. Just
Torres offers his hand to like each of them briefly and introduces himself, and then gives Ernest a little look to kind of like urge him to do the same, like introduce himself.
Ernest kind of like peeks out. His head peeks out, just like behind Taurus, just like I'm Ernest.
Oh, aren't you the cutest thing? And the little lady scoots up to you, Ernest, and like offers her hand to shake yours.
Ernest goes to shake Lily's hand. Just
Gloria shakes your hand very happily, and she's clearly projecting a very calming presence, hoping it might help you feel a little better.
Ernest can help with like smile a little bit. It's just from like this aura sort of thing. It's just like it's nice to meet you.
Well, now that we're all introduced, let's stop killing time and start actually, and she motions to the camp. It's like, this place is beautiful. I'm sure you'll love it here. And she starts walking. It's like, man, so many people to replace us. And then Fred chimes in, like, yeah, I guess it takes a lot to match counselors of our experience. And they all kind of giggle a bit at the joke as they lead you into the camp.
So things have been going all right here.
Oh yeah. The Boyd chimes in like, it's been pretty alright. All the kids are real nice. A couple of them can be kinda feisty, but for the most part, it's hard for them to act mean when Gloria puts on the smiles and, and Fred chimes in like, it's hard for anyone to be mean when Gloria puts on the smiles. And Gloria's like, oh, you two are flattering an old woman.
I wouldn't mind asking, but it's not. They're not gonna be too troublesome, right? You mean the kids?
Oh, no, Edgar chimes in. He's like, we've asked them to be on their best behavior. We told them in advance that we'd be going on a vacation, and they all said that they knew we needed a break. So they know that you're going to be here, and they've been told to act as they always would, and they normally act very good. Anyone who gets unruly, they normally come to me for some art decompression. I've taught a lot of those with some anger issues how to let it out healthily, so if any of you know how to do art, then that might help them adjust to having new counselors for a couple weeks.
Okay. It should be noted that Pascal has his phone out and he's taking pictures of the cat because he's really excited. He actually just wants to, save a lot of images.
Is the camera, I'm assuming the camera phone, like the phone camera is on silent, it's not making like a snapping noise.
Yeah, it's not making a snapping noise, it's on silent.
Thank goodness. If it was making a snapping noise, that would be a problem, but it's not.
Oh no.
Oh no, Jesus. So, they show you around. They show you, oh, my fucking headphones came undone. That's a
No.
bad thing, it cut me off. I could just, wow, give me a moment. I like how you knew instantly that it would be Boyd who had the problem. Leave him alone. So
Boyd suddenly has so many issues with Pascal.
he just gets anxious when he hears cameras go off, is the thing. But
yeah.
It's been 15 years, so he's mostly got his anxieties in check. So they show you around the camp. They show you the main center area, which is like the camp center. There's like a stage and like a little cafeteria area for the kids to eat, stuff like that. You see all the like announcement like poles, like with the speakers on them, so that if someone projects into a mic, it'll alert the whole camp, stuff like that. You see the wilderness area and the closed off geodesic psycho-isolation chamber. It's been completely closed off. There's like a gate blocking kids from getting to it and locks and all that stuff. The place is completely closed off, so the rest of it's just like a wilderness exploring area for kids to play at. There's the beach area, of course, with the dock and some boats for kids to go out on, stuff like that. It looks to be a very scenic camp. And then, of course, the final place they stop off at is the kids' cabins. There's a bunch of cabins, and then there is a tree that has like steps leading up it to what looks to be a place. Boyd points up and is like, that's where you can make announcements to the whole camp. There's a microphone set up there with some seats and stuff. Some classes are going to be happening up there. It's where we set up the kids to go into our minds.
Huh, okay.
Okay.
Now, you are led to the open area that is in the middle of where all the kids' cabins are, and it's like, these are where the kids will be staying. Your cabins are just a little bit that way. I'll show you where you're staying after we introduce you to the kids, but they've been told to stay in their cabins until you're here, so it's time to call them out. And Gloria very happily goes to the doors of each of the cabins and knocks and pokes her head and is like, kids, the new counselors are here. And each cabin, you see around four to six kids each cabin come out. There's roughly around 23 kids that come out at the end of the day. Around the size of a normal like school, like classroom size. All these kids of various shapes, sizes, colors. Some look a little skeptical, others look really excited, others look kind of bored. It's a normal school classroom assortment of kids, and they're all standing there looking at y'all. And Gloria and the other counselors walk back up to you once all the kids are out and are like, kids, say hello to your new counselors for the next few weeks. And Gloria motions to you all and is like, would you like to introduce yourselves to the kids?
Motion hails.
Oh.
Does he only inhale?
No, he inhales And then he says, actually, he kind of just says his introduction, like, "Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Calbera, but you may call me Moosh if you like.
A couple of kids giggle at the
Scaramouche."
name. A couple of kids giggle at the name Moosh.
And then he takes a little bow, and then he steps back.
Aw. Now, who wants to go next in introducing themselves to the kids?
He just gives us a short wave and he just says, "I'm Baylor." And that's it.
A couple of the moodier kids seem to take to relating to you and kind of, they don't like wave or say hi, but they do that little head nod of like, hey. Next up, Torres. Introduce yourself, Papa.
I'm sorry, I zoned out. Okay. Torres just, gives a nice, polite little wave, and he's like, "Hey, kids, I'm Agent."
Like a couple of kids wave, and you can see that there's one kid in the back who has a very like owl-eyed stare that's staring at you. Kind of reminds you of Moosh's stare, actually, which is funny because they didn't stare at Moosh, but they're staring at you, Torres.
Oh. He pretends not to notice.
Ernest, would you like to introduce yourself to the kids?
I imagine Ernest is like hesitant for a minute before he's just like, "Hi, I'm Ernest. Nice to meet you all."
A couple of kids give little waves, and a couple of other kids who look kind of like little shits look at you and give you like a look up and down as if they were like judging a piece of meat. And then one of those kids grins.
Oh no!
Oh, hi there, Bobby Jr.
I was about to say.
And then, Pascal.
Hello, all. He's like he smiles. He's like really just actually kind of giddy actually, and he's like, "My name is Pascal Vaco."
A couple of kids wave. One kid looks at you with this look in their eye, like, huh? And then that kid hides behind another kid and is like, Finally, we reach Kaboom.
I am Agent Designation Kaboom.
A couple of kids look a little interested at that. None of them, funnily enough, none of them look scared, but they look interested. And then, Kaboom, do you have more to say?
He doesn't know what to say. He's just making noises now.
And Avery steps up and is like, I'm Agent Arland, Avery. And a couple of kids stare at him for a second, and you can see the bag on Avery's back shift a little bit, and one of the kids calls out, she's like, "Do you have something in your bag?" And Avery's just like, "No." Are you lying?
Doesn't matter. He said there's nothing in the bag. Drop it.
That kid looks intimidated by Kaboom and silences.
Kaboom, you can't talk like that to the children.
What? I'm being firm. Is that not what you're supposed to do with kids?
I mean, I think that would be a good thing.
There's a way to talk to children, and that wasn't.
Oh.
I don't know, I kind of appreciated it. With that, you guys, the kids are all dismissed to go about their camp activities. Like, the counselors will be out to direct you on what to do today, once they're done with the tour. But, you guys are free to have your free time before then. Go on. And all the kids run off to do their own thing. And then the counselors finally lead you to the area where the counselor cabins are. It's down a little path that's actually kind of hidden at like the it's hidden at like the camper cabins. Like there's a pathway through the rocks that leads to a little opening where there's some cabins for the counselors.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, this is cute.
Moosh is taking a look over the cabin.
It's a pretty nice, spacious cabin comparatively to the kids' ones, because y'all are adults, y'all need some slightly bigger accommodations. There's about 4 cabins, more than is needed for these guys and more than is needed for you, so you guys are free to pick whichever ones you want. There's about 4 beds in each, stuff like that.
Taylor is very happy to step into any one of them so he can drop off his damn bags.
Yeah, Avery walks into one and claims a bed as his own and puts the bag on the bed and unzips it, and out comes 7 cats.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And they are all and Avery reaches into the bag and pulls out cat food and bowls and sets them all along his bed, like lining his bed, and just pours the food for them, and they all start eating.
Did you bring anything besides the cats and cat food?
There's an extra pouch in the bag with clothing. Maybe
Ernest,
stay
stay in
in
a different cabin.
stay in a different cabin, maybe, yeah.
You know, Avery, why don't you just take one of the cabins for yourself and the cats? There's plenty of space in the other 3.
Actually, I was going to ask, there were isolation chambers in this camp at one point, weren't there?
Boyd looks at you and is like, there is one, but it's closed off for, I mean, it's government banned.
Good, that is where I will be staying.
Wait, why?
It's probably for the best. There's a lot of wood here. I know.
Boyd looks like he understands after a moment, and he's just like, yeah, that's fair. No, I get that. And Edgar actually nods kind of solemnly, like, if you think that's what's best for you, but these cabins are always open if you change your mind.
Understood.
Avery looks kind of a little sad at Kaboom going away, but Avery doesn't say anything. It's just kind of a visual, like. The others look at you and they're like, you guys can pick any cabins you'd like. Gloria and Boyd actually at this point are like petting the cats because they're like, oh, babies. Fred looks at the others and is like, there's plenty of room in the other cabins, like you guys said, so you can get situated as you need, and whenever you're done, where did I put that dang? He pulls out some papers, and he's like, we printed out how our normal camp schedules go so that you guys could use them if you needed.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Moosh has claimed the
Taylor,
cabin.
get the fuck
already.
out of the cabin. Oh my god, I'm stupid. Ernest, get the fuck out of the cabin if you don't want to sneeze from the cabin.
Ernest just leaving in this sneezing fit.
Please stop.
Yeah, you guys all leave the cabin that Avery has claimed for the cats, out of necessity, and it's like, well, oh, I'm gonna need to. Boyd looks at Kaboom and is like, come with me. I'm gonna actually have to need to get you the key to open the gates to the isolation chamber since you've decided you're gonna stay there.
Okay.
And Boyd leads you off, Kaboom, and that's the thing. You all are free to pick your own cabins and get situated in them and all that fun stuff.
Or is this
Now-
uncertain?
Now, the schedule was handed to you, Pascal, since you seemed the most eager to take it. It says that today is pretty much a free day since you guys are going to be getting situated. All that you need to know is that at like 7 p.m., that's when like camp-wide dinner is, or everyone meets up at the main building and eats. And then after that is like 8 to 9 p.m. is like free time until like bedtime curfew.
All right.
And then the
Yeah.
next day you can tackle the next day's schedule when you guys wake up and all that fun stuff.
Okay, this actually looks, it's very neatly organized. I think this would be a piece of cake. Look at this.
What does it say on there?
He shows Ernest.
Okay. That seems fine.
Gosh, I've
Just,
actually never been to a camp before. This is the first time ever.
This
This is
is
gonna be actually pretty fun.
my first time too. I mean, at least it's a counselor.
You'll do a good job.
Thank you. What was it again?
Agent Torres.
Thank you, Taurus.
He nods a little bit.
Aw. So you guys are doing that. Kaboom, you're being led to the isolation chamber by Boyd. It's in that wilderness area. You see the big fenced off thing, and Boyd is very reluctantly unlocking it, just like. So you're afraid that if you're not in here, your powers will hurt people?
Yeah.
I know what that's like. He pushes the door open. He's like, I know you're doing it out of concern for hurting people, but for a long time I was kept alone. Because I hurt people by. He pulls down his collar and you can actually see some burn scarring on him. I've burned people before too. He looks at his hands and he's like, being around other people's actually what helped me kind of get better at dealing with it. I know you want to isolate yourself for everyone's safety, but maybe being around and being a counselor will help you get a little better at not needing to.
I don't know. What if it does? And you can see Kaboom just like sort of struggling to accept that fact.
Boyd gives you a sympathetic look, and he's like, the what if is always the worst part, you know? Yeah. But sometimes you kind of gotta face that what if, even if it scares the daylights out of you, you know? The Psychonauts helped me with that. They sent someone in, and he helped sort out some of the stuff so I could go down that path myself and get better. Have you ever had anyone in there?
And you see his eyes kind of grow wide when he asks that question. That little sizzle sort of comes up again as he thinks about that. But he quickly shakes himself out of it as he's just sort of like, once. It happened once.
Boyd seems to understand that from that alone it must not have gone well, so having someone go in again probably isn't something that would be easy for you. And he's like, I guess, well, much as they can try to help, having someone go in there doesn't fix all the problems, it just helps you start to fix them. I wasn't perfect after Raz went in, and you know. He leads you up to the chamber and he's like, still, isolating yourself isn't I'm happier than I've ever been in my life, with 3 people who I love more than anything. It was people that helped me get better. So, I guess maybe just keep that in mind.
Maybe.
He hands you the key to the chamber. He says, make sure that you're around to be a counselor during the day, and that could be your baby steps.
Yeah. What do we pick the decisions now, or the positions now, or is that a morning thing? I don't know really what to do.
Oh, what you'll be doing daily, oh shoot, you might not be able to hear. There's gonna be like morning announcements that wake everyone up, and all that, and then you can come out and you'll be told what to do during the day. I'll ask that the new janitor person to wake you up in the mornings.
That won't be entirely necessary. The caller wakes me up.
He looks a little concerned at the caller. He's like, well, if you're sure.
If I don't wake up by 7 in the morning, send someone in.
He nods, and he's like, all right, I'll see you when we get back.
Right. And thanks.
No problem. He gives a little wave and heads off to go to the others. Everyone else, Boyd comes back eventually and is like, so, is everyone ready to go?
Let's go.
Moosh has popped his head out for a quick second, and he's just like, oh, yeah. And he, like, basically fucking get, like, yeah, he kind of just bounds over.
Hey, yeah, I'm ready, and are just kind of like pocketing his it's like his stress journal, and just has like a pen over his ear. It's like,
All right.
Pascal lifts his sunglasses until it's on the top of his head. He's like, yep, I am absolutely ready.
Gloria like laughs a little bit at the excitement, like, oh, perfect, he'll do wonderfully. And she takes Boyd's hand, and Edgar takes hers, and Fred takes Boyd's other hand. They're all holding hands, and they're like, in that case, I think we're all ready to go. I'm pretty sure that Gruff knows everything that they need to for how to handle their responsibilities.
I mean, is there? I mean, if we don't know what to do, being new, is there anyone to, see, or just, or just like fiddling his hands?
Edgar gives you a very soft look and a reassuring smile, like, it's all right. Everything's going to be fine.
Listen, we got the schedule. It'll be fine.
Yep. So, yeah, Edgar makes a little hand motion at that, like, yep. And he looks very chilled out. He's like, we'll all be seeing you. Thanks again for this. We've been looking forward to this trip for a while. And Gloria giggles a little bit at that, and Boyd kind of looks away sheepishly, and Fred is grinning.
Well, we're glad to help out.
Yeah, you guys have
You
fun.
guys enjoy your vacation.
We will. Have fun with the kids. And they all do leave. Again, hand in hand. They're going off on whatever trip this may be. And you guys are left alone to yourselves until dinner time tonight, which will be in about 3-4ish hours. The kids have a lot of free time today because you guys are expected to be using the time to get settled and used to the camp and all that fun stuff. With that, until dinner time, unless you guys want to have some scenes together, I'm going to call another very short break.
I'm sorry. Finn, is it okay if like Ernest just kind of just gets over to like Taurus because
Of course he can.
I just imagine like Ernest just looking over to Taurus like Mr. Taurus.
Yeah, what's up?
I don't really know which cabin to sleep in.
Well, you can sleep in this one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Taurus.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Ernest kind of like a bit hurriedly like carries a suitcase, and they're just put it on his bed, start unpacking.
Alright,
Cool.
so I'm going to say that Avery took the furthest right cabin. That's the cat cabin now. The one next to it is open. The one in the middle is open, and the one on the far left, I'm going to say, is the one that Taurus and Ernest are, because it's the furthest from the cats.
Yeah.
So there's 2 middle cabins open for anyone else.
Baylor wouldn't mind being near the cats.
You're right, so you're in the cabin next to the cat cabin.
I don't know where Mooch would be. I don't know if he'd be alone or not. And I'm like,
Well, where does Pascal go?
should Mooch and fucking Pascal room together?
I was
Maybe.
thinking about either that or fucking Baylor. It's like one of the other two, and I'm like, ooh, should I roll for it? I'm gonna roll for it.
Pascal
Ooh.
or Baylor or Moosh? Which one, Pascal?
I'm gonna roll for it.
So I just finished my camp counts. I hate myself.
You're so valid.
Ah, yes, the wonderful tortures of life.
Oh, Baylor.
Woohoo!
Oh, whoa.
So I guess Moosh gets a cabin by himself.
He
Or
can
you
scatter
could-
all his papers.
There's 4 beds each. You could easily go with the other 2.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Does Moosh go alone, or does Moosh see the other 2 and is like, I want to be a roommate? Or are you gonna roll for it?
I don't know. Shit.
If you don't know, then roll.
Yeah, roll for it.
Yeah, but I feel like if I roll for if I roll for it, then I'll know.
It would be like the will situation. You'll know exactly what you want the moment it happens.
Roommate.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Which
So
one?
Pascal, you enter the cabin. Baylor's in like, oh, can I stay here? And Baylor's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then Moosh.
Not actually. Mooch does not fucking intrude. He politely knocks like on the frame of the door, like.
Oh, he just goes back because he put his bags onto his bed and then like turned around and was like, oh, and then goes over and opens the door. Hi, Moosh.
Do you mind if I room with you two?
Pascal looks at Baylor. It's like, well, I
Baylor
don't mind.
shrugs.
He just
I don't mind. He's actually a little surprised that Moosh decided to stay with them, considering he figured him and Torres were friends.
Shrugs.
Your first mistake was trying to apply logic to Moosh.
You
He doesn't
fool!
know. He doesn't know Moosh that well.
So you
He just
all,
knows him as.
you all are
Silly funny
now,
meme.
you know, now have found your rooms. Now, would you like to use your time to explore the camp a little more, or would you like to just take a little break until dinner?
I have a question. How late in the day is it, would you say?
It's like 4:40 to 5.
All right.
Got a couple hours till dinner.
Oh, Dermot.
I think ours would actually take a look around.
What?
You know, just to figure out, just so he can figure out where's where, because he doesn't like being lost.
Hold on.
If you're gonna wander
Dermis?
around, just watch out for the
Dermis?
bears, okay?
For what?
Just-
for bears?
Just don't wander out into the woods too far. There's actual like bears around.
I wasn't going that far. Okay. Ernest is a little nervous now for the mention of
Oh, no.
bears. I was just starting to
Like-
think of this, like, oh no, what if I see a bear?
Well, you shouldn't. Not within the camp anyway. But if you're not planning on going beyond the camp boundaries, then that's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was just going to look around the camp. So Ernest kind of just heads out, just.
Torres is just trying to give him some nice, friendly advice. He didn't mean to make him upset.
Wow.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
no.
Dermis? Who are you fucking like saying that is? I'm not sure if you're talking about Kaboom.
Talking
or
about Moosh. Talking about Moosh to bully you.
I hate you. No, leave me alone.
What? He's the confusion expert. I'm surprised he didn't try to just go into an outhouse thinking it was a cabin.
No bully.
Stop.
What's funny is that
Bully, bully.
the actual like confusion teacher at the fucking camp was actually Edgar.
Edgar? Okay, I don't know Psychonauts, so I'm like,
Yeah, funnily enough, Edgar's the one who taught that. So anyway, break time until dinner, which is me saying 10-minute break until 12 because yeehaw.
Cool.
Back to recording. Okay. So, the few hours pass. You guys, what do you all specifically do to pass the time until the dinner announcement? Again, gonna go down the list. Kaboom! Do you stay in the isolation chamber that whole time, or do you actually do something?
Well, he does open up the door to the isolation chamber, and he does throw his bag into there. But he sort of takes a moment to sort of sit down on the steps and just sort of just look out into the night sky for just a little bit.
Yeah, it's midway through sunset at this point, so you've got a nice sky to look at, and here in the wilderness, it's actually very clear. Is that all he does to
It's
kill
nice.
the time?
Basically. He's just kind of alone with his own thoughts.
Alright. Next up. Pascal, what do you do?
After he was done packing, he pretty much just, like, he does take a bit of a walk, like, just to get a good sense of his surroundings, but other than that, he will probably just go back inside and then just listen to music until the time comes.
Now his walk. Where did he go?
Probably just walked along. Probably, I don't know.
There's a pathway that leads to the kids' cabins area, and then the pathway from there that leads to the main central camp, stuff like that.
Probably just he probably did get curious and walked around the kids' camping area just to see, like, to get familiar with the area, because he's like, wow.
It's a big open space that's like the edges of which are lined with the cabins. There's some outhouses, and then of course there's that big tree that leads up to what looks to be like an announcement type of a area, and that we were told was like a bit of a classroom for when you let kids enter your mind. It seems like most of the kids are out at the main camp area at this point in time, but while you are on your walk, you did feel eyes on your back.
He does turn around to look.
You very briefly see a kid who turns invisible.
Hey,
The kid doesn't reply, and during your walk, you're not able to find them again, so you go back to kill time until dinner.
Okay.
Torres!
Torres is gonna take a walk around the camp, see if he can't, get to know some of the kids, at least some of them, not all of them, but
So
a
you
little
go to
bit
like the
for
main
dinner.
campground area with like the main building and stuff?
Yeah, sure.
So Torres, you head out that way, and this is where most of the hustle and bustle seems to be. There's some kids sitting at benches in front of the main building, and some kids sitting behind it. You imagine there's a few kids inside. You heard there was a lounge in there, but one kid actually like runs into you. He's like, ah!
Oh, hey, easy there. You all right?
The kid looks up at you, and it's the kid with the owlish eyes.
You okay?
They stare. Their eyes are wide, their skin is pale, their hair is going up in weird tufts, and they're a little round. You realize they don't just have owlish eyes, they just look like an owl. And they tilt their head at you.
Are you okay?
They reach for your hand.
He offers his hand.
The kid takes your hand and holds it, and doesn't say anything else.
Oh,
You hear from behind you just, whoa! Orly's actually reacting to someone?
huh? He kind of looks over.
You turn around and you see two kids, and I don't have NPC art of them done, but I do actually have sketches of them if you'd like to see.
Yeah.
You see these two kids. The one who looks brighter in the sketch is the one who addressed you, and then the other kid is kind of hiding behind the other girl. And the girl with the curlier hair looks at you, and for some reason she seems familiar to you, even though you've never met this kid in your life. She's like, Orly doesn't usually react to anyone.
Oh, no? Do they speak at all? Or
A little. That's how we know their name. They told us their name's Orly Turner, and that's about it.
huh? And he looks down at Orly and he's like, "Well, it's nice to meet you, Orly."
Orly looks up at you again and just kind of keeps holding your hand.
Oh,
The happier girl of the other two walks up holding the more shy looking girl's hand, so that shy girl's kind of getting dragged along over, just like, you're the new counselor.
yep. I'm one of those.
Aren't you from the Oregon HQ?
Yeah, that's right.
Did you see my dad?
Oh, your dad works there?
She starts nodding. Well, he doesn't work there, but he's been visiting for some secret mission. He won't tell me about it. Mom won't tell me either.
Well, who's your dad?
Agent Threepwood!
Oh, really?
And she starts nodding. It's like, yeah. And Hakete's dad is Agent Riggs. And you realize that the other girl must be Hakate, and she kind of like nods a bit.
Huh. You know what? Yeah, I do know your dad. He actually was a little sad that he couldn't come.
Oh, he wanted to see me?
He did.
She looks ecstatic at that. It's like, I haven't seen Mom and Dad in a while since I've been here for the summer, so when you go back, can you tell him I said hi? Wait, I'll make him oh, you should, Kate, we should make, and she holds up, like, her wrist, and she has a little friendship bracelet on, and Kate kind of smiles and nods, and is like, yeah. If we made gifts for our dads, would you bring them back to the base?
Absolutely. I'll hand deliver them myself.
Yay! And, she's like, oh, my name's Winnie. I'm Winnie Threepwood. I'm gonna be a pirate.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like my dad.
Well, it's a pretty, ambitious goal.
I'm an ambitious girl, and Hakete's my first mate. And Hakate looks a little happy as she nods, like,
Well, I wish you all the luck.
thanks. And Winnie looks at Hakate and is like, oh, we should go get supplies for the. And Hakate's like, yeah, I think they're in the camp store. Yeah, and then they both run off, and they're like, bye, Mr. Torres.
See you later, kids.
The girls run off, and that's your time as you kill it until dinner. Now, Baylor, what do you do?
He's feeling a little nostalgic because I imagine he's probably been to a camp like this before when he was not younger. So he doesn't he doesn't go for a walk around the whole place. He's kind of just he he kind of goes out, not into the woods. He don't want to run into bears, but like kind of off to the side near the trees with a towel that his grandma probably packed him, and he uses it to sit on, and he just kind of works on one of his little projects while enjoying the outside because
Oh,
he finds it really nice out here.
the safe wilderness would be uh near the isolation chamber, like where that's kept. It's like kept out by the side of like an area that's a bigger wilderness. It has like a river and trees and a path and stuff like that for kids to walk.
Oh, dang, near a river, that's even better.
Yeah, so you're chilling there. You're working on presumably like a crochet project.
Yeah, probably a hat or something.
So you're working on your hat when you hear behind you just, you make toys?
He the the voice was soft, but he's still a little startled, and he turns, he's like, "Oh, yeah." He looks at whoever it was.
This girl looks to you almost as prim and proper and cute as one of those ball jointed dolls. The ones that the really fancy collectors own and dress up. She has the big eyes and the big head and the just very dainty looking body and the very fancy clothes. Very out of place for a camper, you imagine. But she's looking at you and she blinks and she's like, do you make toys?
Yeah, I do. I make toys, and he holds up the hat. Some clothes.
I make toys.
Oh, you do?
She nods. I get help sometimes from Salida. She likes to paint. I'll make the dolls and she'll paint them.
That's pretty cool.
She
Do
takes a
you?
seat next to you and she's like, I've never made a doll out of something soft.
No, I prefer soft.
Uh,
He pats at the ball of yarn. He's like, they're not. They make good pillows when you make them big enough.
I like when they're hard because then they can have the joints and you can move them like real people move.
Oh, I've never been able to make anything like that. That's pretty cool.
She looks pleased, and she seems content to just watch you work.
He's a little nervous at first, but he seems to just go with it. Like, okay, she's just kind of watching, and he's probably done little projects like this while somebody else watched, and he kind of probably holds it a little bit more open, like so she can see the loops he's making with the hook.
She seems fascinated and very happy with watching, and that's how you kill your time until dinner. Moosh, what do you do?
He's actually just kind of exploring the camp. He's actually trying to get himself familiar with the campgrounds and stuff.
Since all the
And
other
actually-
places have been explored. Sorry, I cut you off there. You can finish your statement in a moment. But I'm gonna ask: Are you okay with me? Are you okay with me dropping you at the beach, or is there something else you had in mind?
Actually, you know what? That's perfect.
So
That's perfect.
yeah, Moosh heads to the little beach area with the dock and the water and all that fun stuff. You see some boats out there, and then what's interesting is you see at the dock there is a kid looking out into the water, and he looks concerned.
Moosh cocks his head a little bit. He actually was writing down some things about like certain places, and he was actually drawing like a little mini map of the area because he knows he's gonna probably get lost, and he's like, I better not get lost. He cocks his head, and he goes over towards the kid, and he kind of says like, "Oh, what you looking at? Something in the water?"
He nods and he's like, this friend of mine, Wilson, he went down there looking for parts of boat, but has not come up yet.
Oh.
Now,
like, how long has he been down there?
A few minutes, but he put up shield to breathe with.
Moosh cocks his head again and looks into the water.
I mapped out how long he would have air with the shield. He should be good another few minutes, but I'm worried.
Maybe I can go look for him.
Oh,
I don't mind getting wet.
You're the new counselor.
I am. Hello.
He gives a little wave and he's like, He pulls out a tiny Rubik's cube and starts fiddling with it, almost like a nervous tick. And he's like, You should be good to go down there. You have powers. Do you know how to shield?
Stares at my fucking axe. Actually, he does not. He does not. He doesn't have shield. Oh no.
Does he have clairvoyance?
Oh, I do.
You could try to reach the kid down there.
And I will try.
Right. Roll me.
He kind of tells the other kid, like, I actually have better idea. So.
Roll me a extent to see if you can reach the kid.
Dice have been screwing me over today, so I. Oh.
So you reach out and you see through the eyes of a kid walking at the bottom of the lake, and you see through his eyes he is trying to grab a fish from the bottom of the lake barehanded. And
Bush
the
blinks.
worst part is he's winning the fight.
He's what?
This kid is winning. This kid is grabbing a fish that's trying to escape and is winning.
So Moosh blinks. Like the big old owl sort of. And then he looks back at the other kid. Oh, your friend is fine. He's just chasing a fish.
Oh,
He's winning too.
of course he is. He's good with he likes to fish. I guess this is unconventional fishing.
What's his name?
Wilson.
Mm. A nice name.
He
Funny.
nods.
What's your name?
Peter daughter. Oh, Nelly Peter daughter.
Oh, it's very nice to meet you. And he holds out his hand to shake.
Nelly stops fiddling with the Rubik's Cube long enough to shake your hand. A moment later, out from the water comes running a kid with a fish writhing in his hands, and he's like, I got dinner! And
Impressive.
Nelly blinks and is like, dinner is going to be served to us by the new cook. But I like fish! But Wilson. He holds out the fish and he's like, we can cook it! We can cook it! I'm sure the new cook will let me cook it! Come on! You gotta love a fish fresh from the ocean! All that salt!
This is a lake.
It's fine! It's close enough! It's just the thrill of the hunt makes it taste better! We cook it or we eat it raw! Either way, we're stronger! That's the love of the water. Nelly looks concerned and is just like, no.
Moosh thinks about his suitcase and he's like, shit, did I bring like medicine?
Nelly runs over, puts like the Rubik's Cube back in his pocket and runs over to stop Wilson from trying to eat the fish raw and just like, you know what, maybe you're right, they will let us cook this fish. Let's go ask the cook if they can cook the fish, let's go. And Nelly Teeterdaughter leads off Wilson to go to the main camp hall where the cook works. And with that, Ernest, how do you kill your time?
Well, well, Ernest would most certainly explore. Take a look around. Are there any any other places?
There are not really any other but these places are so big you could easily run into other kids at them that the other counselors aren't dealing with. So like, I'm gonna say that you probably go to like the main campground area because that's the biggest area with the most stuff to it. You're a little ways away from the main camp, the main camp room. You're kind of heading just subconsciously down the path that leads to like the parking lot when you are tapped on the leg by presumably a kid who's like, hey!
Yes? May I help you? And Ernest like turns around.
The kid looks at you, and he squints, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, you're gonna be here a while, right?"
Yeah, yeah.
Surely you're gonna miss some stuff from the outside, aren't you?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm just saying, we're all trapped here, you know? Stuck in this little place for the summer.
I mean, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be too bad. It's only 2 weeks.
Oh, that's what they tell ya. But then, just a few days in, you're craving it. Craving what you miss from the outside.
You just see Ernest just is like,
Wouldn't it be good if someone could look out for you? And he snaps his fingers, and from behind him comes out a tall kid with long hair. And they look very uninterested, but they look at you and they're like, hmm. And then the kid, who is smaller than the kid he just called over, is like, I think we could make a deal, buddy.
what deal? Huh?
You look a little skittish. You're probably afraid these kids are gonna eat you alive, and you're not gonna have anything to help you cope.
What makes you say that?
Because you're stuttering. You're stuttering like you're running into someone who's trouble. You're stuttering like anything could knock you over, like a leaf in the wind. Kid, you realize now, you had only just noticed, he's wearing a big coat. He opens it, and it is lined with bottles of soda, but like imported soda. Like, some of this looks Japanese.
Ernest is just kind of like looking over this, like, where did you get all this?
That ain't important. What's important is that I can give it to you.
Huh?
Over here, they feed us juice. They feed us that fresh water. They feed us anything but what we need to survive. That sugar that keeps us going. You're gonna miss it too, big guy. I can tell you're young. You need it to survive, and they're not gonna let you have it. You think coffee's gonna be enough in the morning when these kids are crawling over you like a corpse?
I just can't help but like take a step back. Just
It could be yours. It could be yours. Just listen to my offer, buddy.
If?
Here. He pulls out a bottle and he hands it over to you. He's like, a free sample. Get you thinking about what you'll be missing if you turn me down.
Ernest kind of like looks at the bottle. You're just like looking at the label, and just
It's some kind of Japanese melon soda.
Ernest is a bit curious. It's just like a little like sort of thing. Just you. I want to say that Ernest like just kind of like opens it, just like takes like a little sip. It's like
it's really good. It's really fucking good.
Ernest kind of like takes a sip. It's like a little taste. It's tastes like a melon.
Yeah, it's good melon.
Huh.
Like the sodas from outside, but better.
I mean, where did you get this?
I've got a little business going, but I can't give you my secrets. I just need your support. Come here, buddy. You're the new counselor. You're my in.
Ernest is honestly a little bit curious. He's just still a little nervous, but a little curious. Just like, um, my Ernest kind of like crouches down, kind of like the kid's level, and just to hear in on the offer.
That Torres fella. He looks a little bit of a hard ass, you feel me? Little bit of a killjoy. If he found out about this business, he wouldn't let it slide, but he trusts you. He's gotta trust you. You're one of his co-workers. I need a counselor on my side to make sure this business doesn't go under. And well, I'd like us to be on good terms with this business, where I supply you and you in turn give me a little something something, make sure this doesn't go under. But if you say no, there are other ways I can make you cooperate. Make you not talk.
Sorry? Huh? Or it's just
You
like a little,
saw it, didn't you? The look Birch gave
you mean you mean the kid?
He's already marked you. He's marked you as a target. He's gonna make your life hell. Fortunately, I've got him in my pocket, 'cause I'm the one with all the sugar. I could make that little problem for you go away with just a good word.
Ernest is thinking, or just like, listen, kid, what is your name?
The name's Grand. Marty Grand.
Marty Gran. Oh, I'm sure I'll be fine. Just one kid is, should be fine.
Oh, that's what they all say.
Or
Do
just
you
kind of
want to
like,
hear the horror story about what happened to the last counselor before those four that got on his bad side?
huh?
He was around, I think, 22. Young, thought he could handle these kids. But he had met Birch Brandy. See, Birch Brandy's the kind of person who thinks that pranks are harmless no matter how far they go. It could be something as simple as removing a toilet seat so you fall in, or something as horrible as setting up a tripwire in front of the water so you fall in and stay under. And he's got an accomplice. You haven't seen Helen. I hear that girl comes from a family of Satanists. They like to summon demons to curse people with bad luck.
That's Ernest is kind of like thinking of this, like,
You want to deal with demons? Nobody wants to deal with that demon shit. They'll get you.
You don't.
They'll curse you with bad luck, and that curse will move on to your family. I'm out here to help you, buddy. I want to help you. That's why I'm warning you, and that's why I'm opening my arms to give you this business opportunity.
Ernest is still thinking about it. He honestly, it does like make him kind of nervous, like the sort of thing, like that story. But
Listen. It'll be simple. Just keep the fuzz. That's Torres. Keep the fuzz off my back when I'm conducting my business. And you, that's all you gotta do. From then on, not only are you safe from those vermin that would try to ruin your life while you're here, you get free supply. And he opens his jacket again and lets you peruse the merchandise for a moment before closing it.
Ernest kind of like thinks for it, then kind of like shakes his head, just like, I'm sorry. I think
Listen. I know. It's a bit of a hard sell all at once. Keep the first sample. You know, keep it. It's fine. It's fine. I'll give you some time to think it over. I'll even ask those kids to leave you alone for the first 2 days. But if by the end of that time you don't come back to me with an answer, well, the dogs will be let loose.
Ernest kind of like does like a sort of thing before kind of like taking a couple steps back, just like okay, I'll think about it.
I'll make
You
I'll give you one last thing to sweeten the deal. I've got a little bit of the news about what goes on around here. Some of the skinny, you feel me? I know what some of the kids are planning, what they're doing, what they're up to at any time if you need the know-how to deal with them. So here's a little warning in advance, just to show you that I care. Keep an eye on Miss. She's got big plans.
Miss?
He snaps his fingers, and that big guy who walked up behind him steps back slowly, as Marty also steps back slowly, and together they walk into the darkness of the trees, stepping backwards.
Ernest is just seeing these two walk back, and then when they're gone, Ernest just kind of like says, he's like, for doing like a brisk walk, just like a brisk walk out of the parking lot. Just like, oh.
That's how you killed your time. As you're walking back, everyone, you hear over the intercoms all across the camp, just, "Hey y'all, it's Gruff. I'm your new janitor and cook and all that kind of stuff. I'm your local camp everyman. And well, it's dinner time. I made a big ol' honkin' batch of some nice meaty pasta. Y'all are gonna love it. It's a family recipe. I call it beefaroni. Come on. There's also rolls and some butter. You will enjoy it." With that, you've all been called down to dinner.
Yay!
Yay!
So you all make it to the big camp door. Avery kind of waits by the front of it for Kaboom because he's a little nervous to go in alone, even with the others showing up. But you guys all approach the big camp building that the cafeteria is in.
What Kaboom doesn't know is Avery just sort of waiting there. He's just sort of like, "Are you gonna go in, or?"
Yeah, I just get nervous in crowds.
I mean, I could just go in there with you if you want, or something.
Thanks. And Avery kind of nods at that, like, thank you. And y'all enter the building and you see a bunch of kids sitting in groups at like the cafeteria tables. Some of them have clearly formed their own little cliques, others are just sitting wherever. And Gruff is running around handing each and every one of them plates with some beefy pasta and rolls, and they all have cups of either like fruit juice or water or milk, depending on what they picked. And there's a table for the counselors in the corner. And
I have a question. Did the fucking kid get his fish?
you all see there's one kid with a plate of fish instead of pasta.
Huh.
He got it himself.
Oh,
really?
really? Wow.
Yeah, with his bare hands.
Wait,
Wow.
they allow kids to mess with hooks? I
No,
didn't
no,
think that
with his bare hands. He dived into the water and caught
With
it
his-
by the tail.
with his bare
Well, that's a
hands.
fisherman.
Yes. He
That's
came out of
impressive.
the water wriggling with it.
Oh,
Huh.
Gruff
With
walks
line
up
of
to you
sight.
all and is like, "Come on, guys, here's your table." And it's like it's a longer table meant for more people in the back area, kind of like lined against the wall, so you guys can hop in and have a seat. And Gruff's like, "I'll get your plates, and then I'll get your drinks." And then Gruff runs off and comes back with plates of food, and then comes back with drinks, and y'all get to have dinner together, which is fun. You guys can see all the kids bustling in the back, kind of having their own conversations. You see some of the ones that you met, those of you who met them, you know. Wilson and Nellie are sitting nearby each other. You, Baylor, you see that toy-liking kid, the doll maker, sitting next to a very tan girl covered in paint, like head to toe. And you see Orly sitting at the corner of one table, just eating, like, taking, like, just tiny bites, tiny little bites. Torres, you see that. And then at one table, you see Winnie Threepwood standing on, like, where she should be sitting, clearly telling some overdramatic story to the other table members, where Hecate is sitting beside her, looking enthralled. But what's interesting, Pascal, as you look upon these kids having their dinner, talking, being wild and rowdy, you see one kid with shaggy black hair staring at you.
Pascal was like, he was having a good time just watching all the kids do whatever the heck they were doing. And he was smiling and stuff until he saw the kid, and then now he's kind of having a mini staring contest at this point because he's like, whoa.
The kid turns invisible.
Okay, he turns and looks at who's next to him. Yeah, but like he's like, hey, you guys, there's a specific kid that keeps like, I was walking around just not too long ago, and this kid keeps like following me and is staring at me a lot. And
I was gonna say, what did you do to piss off the walking carpet?
Well, hang on. They might not be pissed off. They might just,
I mean, I don't know.
They're kids.
Maybe they like you? Do they know you?
I don't know.
I don't know. I remember being pretty vindictive as a kid.
Well, they keep turning invisible, so there's that.
They're probably just nervous. Give them time. They'll come around.
Ernest,
Maybe.
you're a little distracted while this conversation's happening, because not only do you see Marty giving you a passing glance as he eats with a knowing smile, and that bigger kid sitting beside him like a shadow over him. At another table, or rather at that table, you see talking to Marty is one of those kids, the kid that gave you that look and that smile. You believe his name was Birch. His name was Birch, and his partner Helen. They're both sitting there, talking to Marty.
Ernest is kind of just looking over there, just as he's munching, just can't help but like sweat a little. Just seeing that. Especially
So,
like,
Ernest, what did you do with the melon soda?
Ernest, I imagine Ernest like ended up drinking all of it and kind of just throwing it away in like a nearby trash can.
All right.
Why do you
So,
ask?
I was just wondering if Ernest would be dumb enough to have it as his drink with dinner.
Actually, now that I think about it,
Oh no!
Do I want to roll it?
Do you want to roll D100, see the probability?
Yeah, I want to roll. If it's like below 50, then if it's below 50, then he'll have it on him.
What's Ernest's intelligence again?
His intelligence is a Mine a 3 and an intelligence of 2, so it's like a 5d6.
I just
yeah,
want to say,
he's smart enough.
Yeah, you
Oh.
got rid of that drink before dinner. No one sees you
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah,
what was in that drink?
it was a melon soda.
It was crap.
Squints. Ha!
Anyway, are you gonna tell Ernest though? You recall the information that was given to you about a kid named Miss. Do you want to share that information?
Mr. Torres?
Oh yeah, what's up?
Do you, do you do you know about this, kid, Miss, Miss Six? Miss, what's it, Miss,
You just know her
Miss-
first name is Miss.
Miss,
Miss. I don't think I've met a kid named Miss. Why?
I was told by a kid, he, told me that this that the kid by that name was on something. Though I wasn't sure about it. He also talked about like, what was it, the kid, the kid, Birch. I figured I'd ask if you knew that name.
They're planning something, you said?
According to the kid, yeah.
Huh.
I
wouldn't
don't
worry
What are they planning?
too
Like
much
a
about it. I
surprise
mean,
party or something?
kids are kids.
I
I'll
don't,
keep that in mind, though. Just in case.
yeah, I just wanted to let you know, and or just kind of like think about it as like whether he should or should not like tell about the whole soda thing with the soda kid. It's just, or just kind of like looking towards like about to say something, but then kind of like looks back at the, like where supposedly like those kids are.
Marty is once again sparing you a glance.
Are you okay, Ernest?
Uh, um, should I roll?
If you want to.
I want to roll like courage to see if Ernest would be brave
That
enough
actually
to tell.
would be a courage roll, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit, Ernest.
Ernest.
Ernest, your dad is here. Don't be scared.
Oh, Ernest kind of like looks over towards us like, can we talk about something outside?
Yeah, sure. And Taurus gets up.
I'll be there. And then Ernest, I imagine, I'm like, you kind of like look over, looking back over, like, the kid that's spraying a glance at him, just, just like, just sort of an in case sort of thing.
Marty's
So like
smile is knowing. You get the distinct impression he knows what you're about to do.
Ernest is just he decides to turn himself invisible.
So you lead Torres outside to tell him?
Yeah. Though I think the problem is that his vest is still visible. He still has it on and he's forgotten.
Taurus is waiting outside.
But then, like, Ernest, I wish when Ernest comes out, he's just, like, so visible again, just, so, Mr. Taurus.
Yeah, what's up? What's wrong? And he kind of like folds his arms in that dadly fashion.
There's this kid, right? Kid with a big jacket, big coat. What was his name? Ernest is trying to like remember what the kid's name is because I can't exactly remember.
It's Marty Graham.
Morty Grant. And it's just like it's Morty Graham. He did you know that he has he's like Ernest is leading us like did you know this kid has a coat filled with sodas in his coat.
Soda.
Yes.
He's not supposed to have that. And he kind of like peeks back into the lodge.
You see when you peek in that Marty is staring right at you with a smile.
It's just yeah, I wasn't sure about it. He was trying to bribe me. He was trying to bribe me, you know? And
Has he been giving you trouble?
no, it's just I wasn't sure if it was something that was concerned, you know? And there's he like looks at George just like I don't really know too. I'm still kind of yeah.
Well, I do know from the list that they gave us that they're definitely not supposed to be having soda here.
Uh, um, okay. Yeah, he's just Ernest is kind of like filling his hands, just like, yeah, he was trying to bribe me to keep it quiet. He said, I feel, I just figured I, tell about it. I wasn't. I don't want to bring any. I don't want to bring any trouble for.
No, you did the right thing. Thank you for letting me know.
Torres, what do you do with this information?
Well, he's probably. I don't think he'd want to like publicly embarrass Marty by like confronting him during dinner, so he's probably just gonna like wait until like after dinner to like talk to him about.
Alright, so do you guys go in to finish your dinner beforehand then?
Torres is gonna go back in to finish his dinner, but he's gonna give Marty a look on the way.
Marty waves at you, and you see the big kid sitting behind him also waves.
He gives that little one hand wave.
So you guys
That
go
knowing
to finish...
wave.
You guys go to finish your dinner. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do before it ends?
Moosh is just fucking gobbling down his food. That's all.
Vacuum
He
cleaner.
looks like a goblin. He looks like a goblin.
Pascal!
He feels so uncomfortable because it's like it's like Like, so many people have been giving him looks today. He's just like, I'm just here. I just want to enjoy the time, and I'm like,
I'm just vibing.
Torres, as you return to your seat,
Okay.
you see sitting in your seat is Orly. All of the counselors,
Oh.
you all at once realize one of the kids snuck into Torres's seat so silently you didn't see them.
Moose
Oh.
just fucking zoned out, but now I'm just staring at Orly.
oh, hello there.
Oh, hey, Orly.
Orly looks at Torres and scoots over and pats the seat.
Torres sits down.
Orly hugs onto your side silently, not taking your hand so as to not take a hand with which you use to eat.
Do you know this one?
Did you imprint on this one or something?
I guess so.
He like you.
Yeah, their name's Orly.
Who?
It's adorable.
Who's this?
This is Orly.
I guess they like you already. That's nice.
Oh, they got big round eyes like me. And he points
You
at his
know, I
glasses.
was thinking they reminded me a little bit of.
Well, I can see why. Maybe that's why they like you so much, Torres. Yeah.
Aw.
Another kid walks over and it's just like, to get your attention.
Pascal looks.
Holmes.
You look and you see this kid has blonde hair and an impassive face. And he's in what looks to be a little business suit. And he says, "Which one of you has brought cats?" And Avery seizes up.
Torres looks pointedly at Avery.
And
Avery,
who's asking?
"My name is Lenny. I would like to see the cats."
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? You kind of teetered out a little
He
bit.
said, "My name is Lenny. I would like to see the cats."
Lenny. Who?
Do you have any proof of said cats? Because that is kind of a bold statement to make.
I snuck in to Arlen's cabin, and Avery looks at him and is like, "You what?"
Well, that seems like a violation of the rules to me, on your parts.
It seems like having cats is a violation of the rules on your part. You keep my secret, I keep yours, but I would like to pet their soft little heads.
He just wants to pet the cats.
Avery looks a little concerned and is just like, you just want to pet them. I like cats. I love cats. Counselor Arland.
Cool. You get to pet the cat once, and then you beat it, and you never talk about it again.
That is fine by me.
They're not your cats, Kaboom.
Avery kind of appreciates Kaboom speaking for him, though. Just like, I'd appreciate if you did want to pet them more than once, you can just come to me about it quietly, and I'll let you in. And Lenny nods and is like, good. And he pulls out a business card and hands it to Avery. And Avery takes it and looks at it and squints and is like, "You have a business card?" "Yes. I like to conduct business very professionally."
Well, you seem very put together.
"Thank you." And then Avery says out loud, "Is this your last name?" "Yes, it is." And Lenny...
What's his last name?
Avery holds
Let
the
me
card out
guess.
so you can all read it, and it says Lenny last name.
Torres
I will
squints.
say, this is the first time Moosh thinks his glasses are clouded, and he takes off his fucking glasses for a second, and you see very dotted eyes, and he cleans off his glasses, and he puts them back on, and then he blinks, and he's like, "Oh, that really does say last name."
Can I roll intelligence to see if Torres realizes that this is a bullshit card?
That's an insult to the concept of intelligence for you to do that.
There's some weird names in this world.
Come on,
There are some weird names.
roll intelligence for me.
Planchette is an item, not a name.
Can I have a business card?
Lenny looks at you and says, "Of course," and he hands you his business card.
Uh,
He takes it and he's just like
You're-
Seems
smiling
legit
and
to me.
finds this so freaking funny.
are you're not. Is this one of those internet prank shows or something? Is there some kid around here with like their phone filming this or something?
Lenny looks at you and he says, "I find such shows juvenile, and the humor is garbage. I only laugh at well put together jokes, so no, I wouldn't put you through something so barbarian and childish."
Do you know a couple jokes?
He blinks. I don't think I should say them. They are
What?
adult in humor, and I would like to get in no more trouble.
Fair enough, and smart decision.
We're just kind of like, just thinking, I was like, okay, I think I'm done eating. I think I'm gonna head back to my cabin.
Thank you for the card, Lenny last name.
Of course, Vaco. I did think of one joke that is not inappropriate that I could tell if you would like.
Yeah, go for it.
Knock yourself out.
My ex-wife still misses me, but her aim is getting better.
Baylor snorts.
Oh, Moosh did
Oh
look at the
my
card
God.
again.
Ernest,
You see that this is a very professionally made business card, and you know in your heart that last name is technically his legal last name, but you know it could not have been his natural last name. Like, he had his name changed somehow. The humor
How old are you exactly?
is my age of your concern.
It's just kind of odd, is all.
I am
Any case,
I am sadly 12 years of age. Not even a teenager. It brings me shame.
Well,
No
you're
one
almost
takes me
there.
seriously.
okay. You can. Okay, I don't know why I'm the one saying this, but maybe you should relax.
Perhaps. Good night to you. And he goes off to go back to his dinner. Ernest, you said you were done eating. Did you leave the table?
yes,
Are you
he's
walking
You dumb ass!
I'm sorry.
alone?
What?
Hold on.
I'm sorry, Ernest.
I need everyone to be quiet. Ernest, did you leave the table and leave the building?
You know what? Yes.
I need everyone who's in the building to roll me intelligence right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, it's time.
I'm sorry. Ernest be like, or Ernest just be like, I'm gonna.
No, Moosh just spaces out. He's gone.
I'm sorry.
Everybody but
Moosh, you are too busy enjoying the business card and thinking about this weird kid Lenny last name. Everyone else, you go back to eating, but you notice the cafeteria is a little less empty all of a sudden. You don't really figure out who until you look towards Marty. And now he's not gone. He and his friend are still there, chatting away. But the two kids he was sitting with are gone. And you feel like a little more than just them are gone.
Oh, Torres gets up.
Kaboom gets up.
Torres is gonna carefully remove Orly's arm and get up.
Orly looks at you and gives you like a nod of understanding, which is a little strange.
Pascal's like, he also gets up because he's a little weirded out by that. And he's like, Moosh, can you watch this area
Huh?
while he's getting up to go look for these kids, because where the hell?
Okay. And then Moose just sits back down. Plop.
Orly, sit tight with Dr. Colbert, okay? I'll be right back.
Orly, again, gives you a look and you feel like they know something. So, what do, Torres? Do you just leave, or?
Torres is gonna go peek outside.
You don't see anything outside except the darkness of the night. But as you approach, you do hear some laughter, and you hear, Counselor Torres!
He looks over.
It's Marty and his shadow. They've approached you. They've said, hello.
Hi.
He's smiling. He says, how has your night been? Have you been enjoying the dinner?
I have, actually.
This new Gruff character seems very good at cooking. I'm glad you've brought them with you.
Mm-hmm.
I get the feeling you wanted to talk to me, so I decided to come over here and save you the time.
Yeah, listen.
Now, everyone else, did you get up and follow Torres? Are you witnessing this fucking kid? The audacity.
Yes, he
Kaboom followed, yeah.
The
Yeah,
audacity
so did
of this
Pascal.
kid. Y'all see this kid.
I am literally the only person who fucking. Wait,
No, Avery
actually,
stayed.
I don't know.
Avery stayed with
Okay.
with you to help keep
What
an eye on the
about-
kids.
What about
Well, I
Baylor?
stayed. I don't know about Baylor.
Oh, Baylor, did you follow or did you stay?
Sorry, I couldn't find a place to say. He probably would have tried to. He figured he, would stay so the group was split more evenly.
Okay, so Baylor, you're staying behind to make sure no other kids slip out and keep an eye on stuff with Avery and Moosh. So, Kaboom, Pascal, and Torres, you witnessing the audacity of this bitch as Marty is looking at Torres like, what did you need to speak to me about, Counselor Torres?
So listen, it was brought to my attention that you brought soda into the camp, and I get it. I understand. But you know, and I know that you know, soda's not allowed here.
Would you like one?
No, thank you.
He looks at the others and he's like, soda?
Torres gives him a look.
What would it be a fucking roll
the
to resist?
audacity of this
What would be
bitch.
the roll to resist? Because
The roll would be courage.
okay,
Wait, to resist?
the
You have to
resist.
have the courage to resist the call of this soda. He opens the jacket and you see the like Japanese imported fancy
Oh
sodas.
my fucking god!
Oh my fucking god! Then yeah.
Drug dealer.
Oh my god! Yeah, I'm gonna fucking roll for that. He got a lot in courage, so he's most likely going to be able to fucking do it. But oh god.
Kaboom, what about you?
No, he doesn't. Kaboom doesn't bother. He's not even phased by it.
Ooh, it was close, but he was like, you know what? I'm sorry, I can't take that. It's not. It's barely the first day. I can't just do that.
I see, but on another day you might. I understand. We must all learn to resist our vices at first.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to give us that soda.
He takes out one of the sodas, pops it open, and takes a sip.
Alright, very funny. Hand it over. And he holds out his hand.
The audacity of this bitch.
Pascal's sweating.
I don't think you want to get rid of these.
No.
We really don't.
No, but you're gonna about want to get rid of them in about a second.
Hey, kaboom. Let's not go
Ooh,
any route that
feisty.
you're thinking right now.
Threatening violence against one of the kids on the first day. I'm sure they'd love to hear that back at HQ. Listen, I'm actually here to give you a fair warning about what's coming.
What's coming?
And that would be...
These kids look to me for gifts. I give them I own the economy here. I've got the arrowheads, you know? My influence, it means something. I can make 'em stop, I can make 'em do what I say, but there's recently been a bit of an influence that's been keeping me from having control, and it's gonna come for you.
Oh, really? And he kind of like folds his arm.
Where's your buddy Ernest?
Oh,
Where did he go? I didn't see him get up when we were getting up.
He takes a slow, long sip of his soda.
Marty,
Yes,
if you know something, you need to tell us right now.
a war is brewing. You're gonna have to find the people behind it and snuff 'em out.
A a war in this little camp.
Ha,
Kids will be
cute.
kids. Ah.
All right, I don't. Torres looks at the others. You guys handle this. Get the soda. I'm gonna go look for Ernest.
Cool, I have an idea. Kaboom activates hot metal on the caps of all of those bottles.
Are you just exploding the sodas?
Yep.
You. It's okay. You need to roll. Okay, you know what? No, I need to roll actually to see if this kid has the fortitude to not get hurt by what you're doing.
Kaboom! If you fucking, oh my god, if this kid gets hurt, I'm gonna.
He has the fortitude.
Oh god.
You explode all the sodas, and the mess is immense. The liquids from the jacket, and he looks unfazed as it happens, and he's like, warm.
Kaboom!
Really? Are you really?
A bunch of the kids heard the noise and looked over and saw it happen, and Marty looks at them and just holds up a hand like, don't worry, business deals go south all the time.
Yeah,
Alright, I
gotta
don't
be
have time
careful
for
with
this.
your supply next time, kid.
I
Maybe
will.
you shouldn't shake your products so much.
Okay, Kaboom, you can hear that he doesn't seem phased by anything that you just did.
Torres is walking off. He needs to go find Ernest.
Yeah, so the kids go back to eating a little bit nervously after that event. Torres, I need you to roll intelligence to investigate. So you think you're thinking this is a huge camp. How am I gonna be able to tell where he went? You hear Ernest scream coming from the beach.
Oh, he's running.
When you reach the beach, hey, Ernest,
Yeah.
when you walked out of the cafeteria, you were jumped by two kids, one of which literally hit you with hypnokinesis. You fell asleep. When you woke up, you were tied up and being dragged down the dock. That is when you screamed. You look up and you see two kids dragging you down the dock. One of them is the one that smiled at you, Birch Brandy, and the other one is Helen.
Ernest goes me apparent is like,
Oh, look who woke up! Hey! And he gives you a pap on the head. Oh, I knew you'd be fun to mess with. You're so easy.
Let me go right now.
Sorry, we can't let you go. We're in the middle of something real important.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What?
You see, do you know how war works, buddy? Helen pipes up and says, sometimes hard decisions have to be made. Sometimes innocent lives are lost in the middle of the bloodshed. They make a statement. You're lucky that I don't gut you like a pig. At this point,
Okay, so
Torres, you reach
Taurus
the
was
beach
the one.
and you see this mess.
Hey, 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 hey.
The kids look over and they're like, ah, shit, it's the fuzz. And Helen hops over and walks up and is like, hello, Counselor Torres.
Mr. Taurus, Mr. Taurus.
What do you think you're doing?
We're just having
Untie
fun
them
with
right now.
We're having fun with the new counselor. It's just a little hazing.
All right. Well, this right here. This is not okay.
No? Oh, we thought a little prank would be fun.
You are in trouble for this. You untie him.
Birch pulls Ernest to the edge of the dock and holds his head out over the water. Agent Torres.
Excuse me.
Agent Torres, we're not gonna get in trouble for this if we let him go. It was just a simple prank.
This is too far. This is not okay.
Oh, come on. We weren't gonna hurt him. We were just gonna scare him.
Untie him right now.
Alright. Birch pulls him back from being over the water and unties him. And Helen's giggling the whole time.
Okay, thank God. Oh my God.
Hey, new guy. Lighten up a little. It's not like we were actually gonna hurt you.
It seems like it.
Come on. You really think I meant what I said? I was just trying to put the fear of God in you. Or maybe someone lower than God.
The two of you, let's go. Come on. And he points at Helen and Birch and gestures for them to like follow.
All right, bub. Yeah, let's get moving. And they do follow you, Torres. No fuss.
Ernest is kind of, Ernest is kind of like, Ernest like catches up to Taurus, just very shaky, just, thank you. Oh God.
You okay?
And what they tied me? Why did they tie me up? What do you think?
Deep breath, go back to the cabin.
Okay. Ernest like shakily, parts away from Torres and heads back to his cabin.
Yep. Meanwhile, at the dinner hall, Marty has relinquished his big jacket. He's very thin under it, funnily enough. But he's like, I'm soaked. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go to the bath hall and have a shower before bed.
Fucking Alan Gregory, motherfucker.
Ooh, don't make that comparison. I hate that. Anyway. He looks up at his shadow and he says, come on, Yoliv. Let's bathe. And Yoliv's like, And they walk out to go to the bathrooms, presumably. And at this point, it's dismissal time for all the kids. So a bunch of them get up from their dinners, put the plates where they belong, stuff like that. And they all hurry off.
Jeez.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh.
So who's going to object to me throwing both of those kids into the isolation chamber?
Yeah, I'm objecting to that. Please do not do that. In fact,
know what?
in fact, isn't that illegal? We're not supposed to do any of that shit.
Kaboom does feel a little pat on like the leg by Moosh, and you see a very, very angry, sort of upset owl face looking back at you.
I don't like people like that.
Well, they're kids, and it's not like It's weirdly.
It's okay. Baylor and Avery are still at the table with Orly. Orly looked sad while waiting for Torres to return.
I wonder where Torres went.
Do you think Orly and Moose just had a fucking staring contest?
That might actually cheer Orly up.
Oh my god. I want to say that kind of happened.
Aw, they have a staring contest. That's cute. So, with that, it is now your free time. Like, you have an hour of free time before bedtime curfew. But, I get the feeling y'all are already tired of these fucking kids even after today.
Moose is dead. He fell asleep. He just go into a room. Flump.
You know what? I wonder if it's too late to change that paper from yes to no about entering minds. You want to act like a tough guy so much? Maybe sending those two kids into a real war zone will teach them a lesson.
No, we're not doing that.
Oh, Torres, you're back.
Oh, I thought it was the free time thing.
It's the free time, but y'all didn't tell me where y'all went. I assumed y'all were still at the dinner hall, so Torres, did you approach?
I mean, I guess so.
Yeah, you walk in with those two kids behind you because this place also has the main meeting room for the counselors, which is where you'd probably discuss punishment. Birch and Helen look at the other counselors and are like, "Hey."
Hello.
Hi.
Pascal has no idea what's going on, so he's just
Same.
like, hello.
Same with Baylor.
Hi.
What's going on, Torres?
These two tied up Ernest and dragged him down to the lake.
Oh,
Ugh.
did they now?
Ooh, you're scary.
More than you little snot-nosed know.
Kaboom.
So why is Kaboom here?
You know, I've been actually wondering that this entire time, considering that he literally blew up a bunch of soda bottles.
What? We
Holy
missed a
shit.
bunch of soda bottles exploding? What the fuck?
Listen, that's not what this is about.
I'm laughing at the fact that Torres ignored the kid yelling, "What the fuck?"
Like, also, language.
Yeah, like, dead ass. Birch literally just yelled, "What the fuck?" Like, and Torres was like, "That's not what this is about." Helen's just like, "Wow, you blew up a bunch of soda? Oh, you got to Marty. He said that would happen."
Alright, you two, tomorrow, no free time to do any extracurriculars between lessons.
Aw, okay, that's fine. Birch and Helen are smiling this twinsy smile, like,
Torres just
Actually,
looked at the other.
I have a different idea. How
Are you
about instead of those?
suggesting-
How about instead of those extracurriculars? How about some private training with me?
You marked no.
Not mentally. I have a different
No. Okay.
"Oh, testing our powers on a counselor? I want to do that."
No, absolutely not.
Cute, but this isn't combat training. You know those paths around this entire campground? You're going to run that, and you're going to continue running. You're going to continue running those laps across this entire campground until I say so, until you are nothing but sweating little messes.
I thought this was a camp, not boot camp.
Well, these two just decided to make it a boot camp.
No, you decided that.
I'm okay with it. Yeah, so am I. I like the challenge.
Good. Now get your sorry little butts to your cabin.
Ooh, you almost said ass there. And they run off.
These kids are something, aren't they?
Oh, I'm already getting a headache.
I'm sorry, Moosh is not here to witness this. He is an old fucking
Mm.
grandpa. He's asleep.
He went. Yeah, he left, and he was like, "I'm
It's
going
so
back to my
valid.
cabin."
I'm
Well,
sorry, Ernest
I
is not there to
sleepy.
witness either. He's
Donk.
not asleep, but he's in his cabin.
So while you
Nervous.
guys are still in there, Gruff actually walks over with a plate, and that plate has a cake on it. And they're like, "I made a cake."
Ooh,
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know if
what
y'all
kind of
like.
cake is it?
It's just chocolate. That's about all we had to work with. But I thought since this is your first day and all, it might be nice to end off the day with a sweet.
Oh, that's so sweet, girl.
Gruff winks at you. Gruff
He
sets
goes,
the cake down on the counselor's table, and you see Orly remained.
oh,
Huh.
Orly, are you not tired?
Orly looks at you and shakes their head.
Well, do you want some cake?
Orly nods.
Taurus goes to cut them some cake, but only a little bit because they are baby and it is bedtime.
Orly does little grabby hands at the cake plate and then enjoys the cake. Avery is kind of like, I'm not too
You know,
much of a
chocolate.
sweets person.
You know, chocolate cake is apparently not a good idea to eat before bed, considering that
I know, that's why I only
chocolate.
give them a little bit.
it's just a little.
Just a little cake, as a treat.
Yeah. Because I heard somewhere that chocolate gives you really bad, weird dreams or potential nightmares if you freaking eat it at night.
Really?
Oh,
I thought that was spicy.
Baylor, after a mouthful of cake, says, "What, really?"
uh-oh.
I thought that was spicy foods.
No, but I heard it was with chocolate too. But I shrug. I don't know. I heard it from somewhere.
Taurus glances down at Orly.
Orly looks unfazed by the news. Orly looks at you, Torres, with those big eyes.
Pascal is still eating his chocolate cake, so it's not like he's faced eating.
Baylor is thoughtful for a moment, but he eats the cake. It's cake. He wants it.
Gruff is
I'm not
laughing.
I'm not much of a cake eater myself, but can we take food from the dining hall? I want to take some back to Ernest. He probably would have wanted some of this.
Oh, I'll save some for him in the. We've got a fridge. I'll save it for him, and then he come get some in the morning.
See, some
Alright,
for Moosh
yeah,
as well. I
thanks.
think he went to bed.
All right, I'll save it for the other counselors. It'll be the counselor cake.
Thanks, man. It's good.
Keep an eye on the cake, please. I feel like some of these kids are going to be
Oh no, that fridge has a big old lock on it. I'm the only one that can open it.
Oh my god.
trouble.
Good to know.
So you guys have your cake. Orly gets nudged to leave and goes to the kids' cabins. Y'all going off to your own cabins now?
Yeah, Baylor
Yep.
would head back.
Yep.
So y'all head on your way. I'm assuming Kaboom goes to the isolation chamber.
He does.
Hmm.
Y'all head to your respective cabins, all that fun stuff.
Okay.
To go to bed.
I kind of want to be mean.
What are you gonna do?
I want to ask for, like, the people in Moosh's cabin to roll if they can sneak by Moosh or wake him up.
I'm gonna say, for the sake of expediting this, that they managed to sneak in without awakening the beast.
Awakening Moosh. He wouldn't have really done anything. He would have just been like, "Oh, hello guys, you're back."
Yeah. So, we can say that kind of happens. You just wake up a little bit, see they're here, and they just go, okay, no threat, back to sleep. And, they get to go to bed too. But, Pascal,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to roll me an intelligence real quick.
Alright. Oh wait, fuck. Okay, hold on. See, I'm dumb.
You don't notice
Oh.
anything out of the ordinary as you go to bed. Torres, you said you were gonna call Jovan, right? Torres! Oh god, he's dead.
Oh my god, he fucking
My
dead.
phone glitched and it wouldn't let me press the fucking push to talk. But yeah,
Damn. Alright, okay, so Torres, you call Jovan then?
yeah.
Jovan answers and it's just like, hello?
I am so tired.
Oh no. Oh no, David. What happened?
Oh, these kids. These kids.
Get ready for a wild 2 weeks, I guess.
They already tied up one of the other counselors and dragged him down to the lake.
I told you, Lord of the Flies!
They had some kind of soda smuggling ring.
Oh, little criminals.
Ugh.
Oh. Hey, as long as you have that day planner thing, you should be fine, right? I mean, I imagine they probably gave
It's
you
only
plans to
been
work
one
with.
day.
You'll do fine. You're always
Ugh.
tired.
This is advanced tired.
Oh, they're pushing you. Well, I do wish you luck.
Thank you. I'm probably gonna need it.
I can tell you do. That's why I offered. Get sleep though. That way you'll be less tired in the morning to deal with it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to bed.
Good night.
Good night, Jovan.
And the call hangs up. I need you to roll intelligence.
Oh no.
Wait, is it just Torres?
Just Torres.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You're about to fall asleep, but you feel something nagging you in your head. You get up and you think, maybe I should plan ahead for tomorrow. You sneak into the other cabin to get the day planner so you can look at it and see, hey, what should I do, or is there anything I should fix or change or anything like that. You can't find it.
Oh.
You search as quietly as you can throughout the whole cabin. It is nowhere to be found. You think, hey, maybe Pascal has it. Do you awaken Pascal to ask?
Yes.
You
He's
shake
gonna kind of
Pascal
like
awake.
gently nudge his like shoulder.
Yeah.
He's like, huh? What? What the hell? What do you want? What's going on?
Vaco, do you know where the day planner is?
The what? Oh, the day planner?
The
I think
day
I
planner.
had it. Oh, wait a minute. He's gonna look for it. He's like sleepily looking for it.
You look where you left it and realize it's not there.
His eyes got big and he's like staring. It was right there. I swear it was right there.
Well, where did you have it last? Besides right there.
With me. I had it with me, and then I put all my stuff down, and then I took out. He looks at his he looks at all the stuff that's around him because I don't think he's fully like really actually unpacked. He's just has things around because he was too tired, and yeah, now he's just looking through his stuff.
Quiet, quiet. Don't wake up the other two.
Well, I don't think I have it. But I
Oh,
swear I
Jesus.
had it.
All right. Well, we'll figure this out in the morning.
How are we gonna do the camping stuff if we don't have the planner? We should
Well-
make codpiece.
God, do you think Ross might have like a backup copy? Do you think he'd have something?
Maybe.
Moosh has awoken. You have woke him up.
Oh.
He was a light sleeper, and he looks over at you too, and he's like, "Something the matter?"
We don't know where the day
Sorry,
planner is.
Dr. Colbert.
Uh-oh. Do you think maybe one of the kids took it?
Oh,
I hope not. You know what? Maybe
Oh,
Baylor has it.
God.
He's gonna wake up Baylor.
Did he?
He's gonna walk over and wake up Baylor.
no, don't.
He's walking up. He's waking up Baylor.
Jacob.
What?
Me.
Baylor, do you have the day planner?
What? No, I never even got to look at it.
I thought I gave it.
What is going on? Why is it? He sits up. Why is everybody in here?
Apparently, none of us have the day planner.
Well, like, it's a camp. You just do activities. We can just make one up if we got it.
Okay, but like, I'd
These guys
rather
have a
be
routine. It's
organized.
gonna upset them if it falls out of this routine. We need.
Question.
If you thought.
What is the question?
Did Moosh look at the planner?
I'm sure you all got a passing glance at least at the planner.
Can I roll to see if I remember anything from it?
You would only remember tomorrow's schedule, not the whole week, but sure.
Not the whole week, but like tomorrow at least.
Did at least buy some time.
Yeah, roll it.
Oh, at least buy some time, so. What would that be?
Oh, these kids
Intelligence?
gonna be upset.
Yeah, intelligence.
Oh boy, Moosh, please. Oh,
You remember today's schedule, tomorrow's schedule, rather, at the very least.
Moosh rubs his eyes a little bit and he puts back on his glasses and he's like, I only remember tomorrow's schedule, but at least it'll buy some time for us to go look for it. Yeah, I'll write it down.
Okay, maybe. Admittedly, I'm a bit nervous about the idea of not having the schedule and having everything planned because, he's just like thinking about how today already went and they didn't even really do anything. It was just more a free day. Like, imagine.
So Moosh tears off a little notebook paper that he had that he wrote the schedule on, and then he folds it up and he hands it to Torres like, you should probably hold on to this. But if you lose it again, I'll remember. No problem. And he takes off his glasses and goes back to sleep.
Yeah, it's been a night. You guys should probably get what little sleep you can now.
I'm sorry. Ernest is just. I imagine Ernest would be awake for a little longer to write in his journal because fuck, he's stressed. He's stressy.
Valid.
Oh!
So, Torres, you return to your room, you see Ernest is awake writing.
Hey, you okay from early?
Ernest kind of like a bit startled because he's been focusing on his journal. It's just like, yeah, not really. Thank you for helping me out of that situation.
Yeah, of course. Listen, if you want to just hang here tomorrow, there's plenty of us. We can probably handle these kids. We shouldn't need too much of your help if you want to just hang here tomorrow.
That would be appreciative. Thank you. There's just Taurus can't help but like give like a little nervous smile and just. I mean, I kind of don't. I don't think I can. I don't really. This is my first time as a counselor.
Just just keep your head up. You'll be okay.
Fair warning to all of my players, this has gone way over time. Like, way over time. I was supposed to be in bed 10 minutes ago, so let's wrap it up real quick so I can go to sleep.
Okay. I think I'll then like or just like close this book and just puts it in his suitcase. Just gonna look at it, make sure he's got all the stuff, then kind of like closes it. It's like, okay, I just I'm gonna try and sleep. Yeah, good night, Mr. Taurus.
Good night, Ernest.
Right, so y'all go to bed, y'all are done, y'all are good?
Yep.
Y'all go to bed, afraid of what will come tomorrow, but still ready to tackle it. I'm finishing this off very quickly because this went way over time. Holy shit, it's 2 in the morning. These normally end by midnight. Anyway, we're done at the end.